this one. Hi, everybody. Oh, let me get that music. Oh god, where's that music at? What page are you on? Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Hi.
Hey everyone.
What's what's up? So what's up, Dylan? How you been?
Pretty good. Just work, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about it. Went and got my wife's car inspected about 30 minutes ago. So
Did it pass?
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So other than that, pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Got some good streams this weekend.
Nice.
Saturday was another long one. It wasn't like the 17 hours or whatever I did. Was that last Saturday? I don't know. What is time? Um, but yeah, it was good. I made you'll notice on Roll20 there's a ton of handouts in there now. Um, but we'll get to all that.
Let's see.
So I made a ton of handouts. Yeah. To like make the information a little bit more accessible.
Okay.
So we got
Rules
all
summary. Let me
right.
pop that one out.
Yeah. So I made all those. I think I took about like 2 hours doing that on stream. It actually shouldn't have taken that long, but I was like talking about the process and stuff and how to do it. If I had just like done it offline, I probably could have done it in like 30-45 minutes. But, you know, yeah. So,
Cool.
I got sidetracked like rambling and ranting about stuff. So, you know how you know how that goes.
Sure.
Um like I'm surprised the story about your um the inspection, the car inspection wasn't like 45 minutes long.
Oh yeah?
Shocking.
Do you want me to make it longer?
No, we're good.
There was a lot of twists and turns that I could bring up. It was pretty funny, actually.
Maybe after the stream, actually.
Sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe later. Maybe when you hear about that. But
Sure.
yeah. So we did that, and then I was like, well, I want to play some WoW.
Mhm.
So mistakes were made.
In WoW?
Yeah. I went onto the Shadowlands beta and was like, okay, I'm gonna
Mm.
play some Affliction Lock. And then the game was
Mm.
promptly like, choose a covenant. And I was like, well, I have to know which one is the best.
Mm.
You're welcome, chat, for the Borat ad. Whenever we take a break, I'll do a 3-minute
Uh,
ad block, and then that'll turn off pre-roll ads for like 30 minutes. I wish I could do a 6-minute block and just turn them off for an hour, and then we could just take a break each hour, but Twitch doesn't let me do that. So it's 30 minutes or less. So I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, all right, so let me look at Affliction Lock. Because, like, I don't want to do all this with Mage, because I'm going to play Mage, so I'll just do it when it goes live, right?
Mhm.
And, uh, I ended up testing the 4 Covenant abilities for Affliction for 5 hours. Yeah, so that
So, what
happened.
are the Covenant abilities? Is this something new to Shadowlands? Because I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
read
they are.
anything about it.
They're like they're like factions, but they're like factions that give you like a little bit of everything, like yeah, like a little bit of everything in the game. So like you get a class ability, and then you get a like generic faction ability or covenant ability.
Mhm.
So Like for example, there's the Necro Lords, which are like undead military kind of like kind of guys. Regardless of whatever spec you're playing or whatever class or spec or whatever, they give you an
Mhm.
ability called Flesh Shape, which gives you like you channel it for a few seconds and it gives you like a big shield. Cool, neat.
Mm.
More
Okay.
useful for some classes
Sure.
than others. But then you also get a class ability, um, which it varies slightly depending on like specs. So, like for example, for Affliction, it's Decimating Bolt, which increases the damage of your next couple of Shadow Bolts. Or like if you're playing Destruction, Destruction doesn't have Shadow Bolt; it has Incinerate, so it does Incinerate instead. Or if you're playing
Mm.
Affliction and you take the Drain Life or the Drain Soul talent, Drain Soul replaces Shadow Bolt. So it does your next one Drain Soul because Drain Soul is a long cast and it's like a long cast and it does a like a lot of damage over like several seconds. So instead of like
Okay.
spamming 3 Shadow Bolts, it's just one Drain Soul. So
Gotcha.
I was like, okay, I think these two, like I messed with them on the little like crappy target dummies that they have there, and I messed with them, and I was like, okay, so the Kyrian one is garbage, and um, I think the Venthyr one is garbage, and I think the other two are like crazy strong. But then I was like, wait a minute, I have a problem, and that problem is I need to do the math because I need to know for sure because I feel like I'm
Which one's
guessing
the
right now.
strongest?
Yeah, so I spent the next like 4.5 hours doing the math for like every situation I could think of. And yeah. And then well, because there was like certain things that were like for example the drain soul thing. So like decimating bolt does more damage the lower the target's health is.
Mhm.
And then the Kyrian one just does a dot. It just does an extra dot that always does the same damage. So I was like, all right, well, obviously there's going to be some percentage of health that the target needs to be at where Decimating Bolt and the Kyrian dot are going to do the same amount of damage. And then if the target's below that health, then Decimating Bolt's going to keep doing more and more damage. So what's the percentage that this is what started it is what percentage does the boss if there's like a single target boss fight, right? What
Mhm.
percentage of health does the boss need to be at for decimating bolt to be better? And I
Mm.
was like, I don't know, it's probably going to be like 50 or something. Like it'll probably be like lower cuz like, right? It's like a dot, like that's what this thing does.
Mhm.
And not reading the other half of that ability because there's another half of that ability. And like I did the math and it was like if the target's under 82% health, decimating bolt's better. I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
wow.
wow. Okay." I was like, "Oh shit. Okay, so this is just better. Like other than 12% of the fight, like
Mhm.
this is just
Yeah.
better." So I went through and like I did that and then I looked at the damage for and then I realized that like oh well if I use this with Drain Soul does way more damage than 3 Shadow Bolts does. So let me
Mm.
do the math with Drain Soul on there and then I looked at it and I was like wait a minute. If the target's under 20% health then Drain Soul does 100% more damage and then I just got like so into the weeds and then I like when I basically what it turned out was is that I thought the Kyrian one was shit, and it ended up being like it has
The
this
best.
effect where if the target dies with the dot, it gives you 5 soul shards, and soul shards are the thing that you use to do like your two most damaging abilities.
Mhm.
And I hadn't accounted for that when I was just dicking around on the target dummies because you can't
Mm.
kill the target dummies, so it didn't occur to me. But when I
Mm.
went back and did the math on it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is like a bazillion D damage if you can actually kill the target. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait, if I do a Mythic Plus, that means that I put this dot up and I have 18 seconds to kill that? Most fights in the Mythic Plus, like most of those like trash pulls don't take 18 seconds. It's really
Mhm.
rare. So I went in there and like played badly, but like it did a shitload of damage. It was like a lot. So I felt a little, maybe not vindicated, but like I felt rewarded for having sat there and done 5 hours of math just to figure out that like my initial impression of like, oh, I read the tooltip, I know what I'm doing, I've been playing this game for like almost 20 years. No, that was not correct. I was wrong. My first impressions were completely wrong. So sitting down and doing the math and actually thinking things through, that's the way to go, kids.
You always got to do the math.
Don't just listen to the wow heads of the world and the other credible sources. If you can do the math yourself, do the math yourself. Then you'll know. Or you'll screw the math up and have to go back and do it again.
Yep.
Either way. But
it's all part of the process.
That was my life advice for today.
Always do the math, especially when it comes to WoW.
Yeah. Oh, and then 9 hours into the stream, we decided, the royal we, I guess, decided to switch over to Twitch Sings and start doing karaoke after I'd been talking for 9 hours straight.
Nice. Did you win at that?
It was a little rough, but it was real fun. I mean, everybody wins. If anybody won, Elegante won.
Oh, really?
Hands down.
Just because he's a good singer?
Yes, go back and watch the VOD. I highly recommend it. Well, hold on. I might have had a few like shots like right as we were starting doing that. So maybe don't go back and watch the VOD. Maybe I should review that first before I tell people to do that. But go back and watch the parts where Elegante is singing and not the ones where I was singing.
Gotcha.
I hit my mic.
I'll watch both. I mean,
the
whole thing.
To each their own, I guess. But no, it was a real good time. It was a real good time. Catching up with some old buds, singing some like 90s and 2000s grunge songs. I'm like, yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, you know what else is good stuff?
No.
Role-playing games.
Oh. I had no idea.
That's a new drinking game we're playing. You drink water every time you have a like semi-decent transition.
Let's get hydrated.
Segue. That's the word. Segue, not transition. Get hydrated. Is that like a new slogan? Cost, can you make me a get hydrated emote? We're getting there.
Yeah, hydrated.
Yeah, we're getting there towards the next emote. So start working on that. Thanks. No, I'll actually start making demands when I can pay you. That's when I'll like have expectations for you. When I'm paying you. All right. So Ironsworn then. All right. So where did we leave off with this?
I don't remember. Kind of. I have the rule book out. I'm trying to go through it to see where I remember the last reading in the rule book.
So we left off with let me find where I actually left off with.
Progress rules, maybe? No. I think we got further.
Your character? What's next? Okay, so we left off on
Arm, maybe?
PDF 3 cam punch in. This one. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to zoom out because I'm on the wrong. Sorry, hang on, I'm on the wrong file. There's a different version of this book that doesn't have the pages side by side. That's this one.
Assets. Think.
And what did I set the zoom to? 200? Do you remember? No. Cool. Nice.
No, I have no idea.
That's fair. There we go. Here's our
did
PDF.
We go through stress or harm?
I'm not sure that we did.
I don't know if we did. I definitely remember going through progress rolls.
So we got to your world. Nope, after that. It was the part where it's like starting a campaign.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going through. The last thing we did was like the world truths, right?
Sorry if this is making chat dizzy. Yeah, where was it? Oh, there we go. What's next? On page 28.
Page 28.
Yeah. There you go, chat. You might be able to read that. If you're watching on your phone, probably not. Good luck.
What's next?
Okay, so all right, so we got through number
flow
2 on here, and we can do these on in almost any
Build
order.
your world. Did we create our characters?
We did not.
Yeah.
So we got, well, that was on purpose because
Okay.
my like reasoning or like my like,
I get it.
thinking is like world first, and then like set the make the setting and like set the themes, and then reason out what kind of stories we want to tell within that setting. That's just how I think though, so that's why I kind of thought like let's do it this way.
Sounds good.
So we can either take some time to review the moves. The character sheets that we have make it pretty easy to just kind of do those as we go.
Okay.
And I kind of have a general idea of like again, I'm a little rusty on this, but I have a general idea of like what's going to trigger what and like the game flow. So it'll probably come back as we start playing.
Then
we can do that. I think we're probably good on that. We can just go through as we do it. Create the characters, of course, we need. We can skip the examples of play. We were kind of doing those as we went through the rules.
Okay.
The examples of play, like for chat though, we're gonna skip that because it's gonna take up a bunch of time, and we only have so many like episodes to do stuff. I would recommend though, if you're like trying to learn this or you want to play this at home, to go to that section and actually read through that stuff, because they are very good examples and they do really explain like nice. They do really explain well like how to think about the game. So I think we need to just make our characters, and then we can do the vow and like the starting campaign stuff.
Okay.
That
sounds good.
Your characters.
My characters.
Giant face.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So envision your character. Be awesome and be who you want. We'll skip over all that. Yeah, it's basically just like do stuff that you think is exciting, or make a character that you think is exciting, and don't be constrained by like social or societal stuff. Remember, it's our world. We're making it what I want. What we want. We're making it what we want and kind of what chat wants. So
yeah,
if you're into it, you're into it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't need to be a thing in the real world. Yeah. All right, so a couple of character basics. You were asking what the stats are and what the stats mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 5 stats. This is going to be probably a first, like, well, not the first, but one of the biggest departures from something like D&D. So you have 5 stats. Each of them is given a value from 1 to 3. When you make a move and roll a die, you usually add one of your stats to your action die. The move will tell you which stat to add or give you a choice. Kind of in D&D, you have like you have the actual score, and then you have the bonus. This takes the score out. The score's superfluous. You just have a bonus from 1, 2, 3, and that's what your stat is. So you have edge. Edge is quickness, agility, and prowess in ranged combat, specifically ranged combat.
It's being edgy.
Yeah. There's heart. Heart is courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, and loyalty. This is probably closest to charisma, if anything.
Like that one kid from Captain Planet.
Sure. Iron. Iron is physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess in close combat. There's shadow. That's sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. So there's a little bit of a departure right there. Whereas something like stealth in like D&D or Pathfinder would be like based on dexterity, and it's like a skill that's based on dexterity, so it's a combination of your training and sneakiness and also your like natural ability. This is just shadow. It's based into that. And then also deceptiveness and cunning would be like charisma and like based on your personality and how well. This is just shadow. This is just sneakiness in general.
Wits.
So they're themed a little different. Wits. Wits is expertise, knowledge, and observation. So this would be like a combination of intelligence and wisdom.
Nice.
All right. So the first thing we have here is to start, arrange these bonuses in your across your 5 stats in any order. So you get a 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s. So
okay.
Let's pull up our character sheet here. Summary. And I'll pull yours up too, so chat can see it.
Which one's mine? My Lono, or is that you?
Leno, yeah. Lono. You know, you're right.
Is that you? Or is
no,
that
that's
me?
you. I'm Fooch.
Oh. So mine doesn't have
Sorry,
any
my character sheet is Fooch.
clickable tabs.
It should. Try closing it and opening again.
Like, okay. Nothing still.
Try it now? Maybe it's because I had it open?
Maybe. No, still nothing.
I'll make you another one.
I'm
not sure what that's about. How about this one? This like impronounceable one.
Wip trip full tropiwi.
Yep.
I like. Oh, I'm gonna keep that name.
Please don't keep that name. Please don't keep that name.
It's too late. That's my guy's name. I can't change his name now. He's like a 40-year-old man.
Vetoed. Okay. So can you pull that character sheet up?
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, so there should be like a notice or something at the top that's like, hey, version 2 of the character sheet. You can go ahead and close that.
Close.
Okay.
Got it.
And are you on the summary page?
I'm on character sheet, and it says to select the sheet type, and there's character and shared.
You're gonna want to do character.
Got it. Done.
Oh man, me. We do have another.
I liked the stats that it started out with. It was like an 8, 4, 3, 2, 5.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's not how this game works.
It would have been really nice to have those stats.
Yeah, probably, but okay. So I have this shared. I made another one that's like shared for us. This will have like stuff for both of us on it.
Okay.
And let's delete Kath. Okay, Kath is deleted. All right, so we have stats, right? So you get a 3, 2 2s, and 2 1s. What kind of character are you thinking about? Like, what kind of character do you want to see like in this setting that we've come up with?
Trying to remember the setting we came up with, but
so we have a plague spread across the old world, and we fled here on ships, on like plague ships. where like people were thrown overboard at like the slightest cough, and yeah, very timely.
Got it.
Inscrutable metal pillars found throughout the land. There are priests of iron.
Priests of
And
iron.
yeah. Oh, the iron priest worship them, and most people just try to like avoid them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, other humans sailed here long ago from the old world, but the only thing that's left of them is savage and feral people we call the Broken.
That's cool.
Communities. We live in communities called circles. They range in size from small steadings with a few families to villages of several hundred. Some circles belong to nomadic folk. Some powerful circles might include a cluster of settlements. We trade and sometimes feud within those circles. Can go through these. Yeah, we can go through the rest of them. We kind of get the idea. Magic is rare and dangerous. The gods are many. Oh yeah. That's right. American gods. That's right. Somebody felt very passionate about that in chat and dropped a whole $3 to make sure it was American gods. So good stuff. Firstborn primarily dwell. Beasts of all sorts roam in the islands.
Okay.
I think
I get the gist.
One. Yeah.
So remind me again. Anyway. What does the iron trait do?
Think of it like strength and constitution, but also like aggressiveness.
Okay.
So it's physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, and prowess in close combat. And we can think on these and come back to them a little bit if we want to. The biggest thing is going to be the assets. Go ahead and set health and spirit and supply up to 5. If they're not already.
Okay.
They might be already.
Yeah, they're already up there.
Health, spirit, and supply. Yep. And then we're going to set our momentum. It's all the way at the bottom of the sheet to +2. That's going to be our default. Yep. Okay. Cool.
+2. Got it.
So we can do these 2 or 3 of these in like any order we want. So we need the stats. We need up to 3 background bonds. These are going to be like relationships that your character has either with people or places. And 3 assets. I recommend we start with assets. Okay. And then we can figure out our bonds after. So, if we go to the assets, we have a couple of different types here. We have companion, path, combat talent, and ritual. I'm gonna say, since we decided that magic is rare, we should, if we start with a ritual, it should be something notable. Like it's a very unusual that we would have this, so it should be like impactful on the character.
Okay.
That being said, I think I'm probably not going to take a ritual, even though they're super neat. So I'm going to look at a path first and try to come up with a path that I think will be fun.
Oh. I see. Companion. You can get a cave lion as a companion.
You absolutely can get a cave lion.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool.
Owl. Hawk. You can get a pet dog.
Ooh, fortune hunter. Okay, I think I'm gonna take Fortune Hunter for a path. When you swear an iron vow to someone under the promise of payment, add +1 and give the quest a special mark. When you successfully fulfill your vow to them, take plus wealth equal to the rank of the quest. If you leverage wealth when making a move where resources are a factor, add plus wealth and suffer -1 wealth.
Huh. Oh, cool. I'm gonna do Alchemist.
Companion.
Hang on.
I don't think I want a companion.
When
And
you
you can take
create...
like any number of any combination of them. Just you can only have like up to 3 total.
Okay.
You thinking an alchemist? Do you want to be more of like a smart kind of guy?
I don't know. I just wanted to read what it said, to be honest. Bonded. Oh, I like this one. Improviser.
Oh, improviser is super cool. When you check your gear, you may roll plus wits instead of plus supply. If you do, envision how you make do with a clever solution and take +1 momentum on a hit. So the idea is you might not necessarily have the tool that you need. So like normally check your gear would like cost you supply.
Ah.
And then you'd use like you use supply to like have the thing. Um and then instead you can roll plus wits and you come up with like a clever solution narratively, and then you get +1 momentum on a hit, so it gives you like extra.
Oh, okay. So when I select it, it gives me 3 options. Can I pick one of those?
So if when you select it, it has a box checked already,
Yeah.
then you start with that one. If there's
Okay.
not a box checked, then you get to pick one.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
do that. I think I'll do the improviser. That seems cool.
that's a pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about combat talents. Do I just want to be a brawler? Brawler is actually pretty cool. Could be a cutthroat. I could be like a maybe like an assassin kind of guy. That'd be kind of neat. I think I've done that before in this game though. Yeah. What about Sunderer? If you wield an axe, when you strike or clash in close quarters, you may suffer -1 momentum and inflict +1 harm on a hit. Ooh, more damage. What's the other one? There's one that's like it's like Thunderer or something.
Thunderbringer.
Thunderbringer. When you face danger, secure an advantage or compel by hitting or breaking an inanimate object. Add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. That's pretty good.
Oh. I like the long arm. In your hands, a humble staff is a deadly weapon. When you instead use it as a simple weapon, you may strike or clash plus edge instead of iron. If you do, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
Yeah, that's actually got like a couple of really strong things in it. Normally a staff would be only 1 harm because it's a
Mm-hmm.
simple weapon. So
Right.
this lets you get extra
Mm-hmm.
extra damage out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also if you want to use it as a simple weapon and only deal +1, then you can roll with edge instead of iron. So if
Mm-hmm.
like if iron's not something that you're particularly good at, but you're more of like a quick type,
Sure.
then you can do edge instead. So I could see like an acrobatic, like more of a like an acrobatic kind of character with long arm.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I think I'm gonna go with Thunderbringer. I think I just want to smash. Food smash.
Hmm.
Okay, and then what do I want my third one to be? Maybe another combat talent. No, maybe another path. I think another path. Fortune Hunter. Outcast? What does Outcast do? Nah. What about Weapon Master? Nope.
Hmm.
What about Veteran? When you burn momentum to improve your result in combat, envision how your hard-won fighting experience gives you upper hand. Take +1 momentum after you rest, and add +1 when you take your next move. Once per fight, you may take initiative when burning momentum to improve a miss to a weak hit. That seems good. Oh, there was one more though that's like armored or something. It's not armored one. Ironclad. That's the one.
Hmm.
There we go. Ironclad. If you wear armor, when you equip or adjust your armor, choose one. Uh, lightly armored or geared for war. Geared for war, mark encumbered. When you endure harm in a fight, add +2. So this would be like when you take damage. When you do the roll to take damage, you add +2 and take +1 momentum on a hit. But you're encumbered. What does encumbered do? Let us find out. Control F, encumber. Oh, it's just one of the conditions. Okay.
Ooh, I like this. Masked. Choose your mask's material and uh when you wear the mask and make a move which uses its stat, add +1. If you roll a 1 on your action die, suffer a -1 to the associated track, in addition to any other outcome of the move. So when it says you get a -1 on a track, is that like on your vow, or is that on the stat?
Sorry, which one is it?
The masked path.
Path masked. Okay, choose the mask material. When you mask, make a move which uses stat at +1. If you roll a 1 on your action die, suffer -1 to the associated track. Suffer -1. Oh, -1 on the associated track. I guess it's a progress track. That's the only tracks. So, yeah.
Sorry, I
So
got
that's
disconnected.
a solid. Oh, okay. That's a solid downside, but like that's a good upside too.
Oh, so what does the downside do again?
Yeah. So that's gonna be on the progress track. So it's gonna take a
Oh, the
success off of the progress
gotcha.
track. It's gonna be like a big setback.
A -1 is that like a whole square or is
Yeah.
that like a? It's not just one mark
It's not
because
clear. I
yeah.
would assume
Okay.
that it would be just whatever like one unit of whatever we're filling in is.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think
Not
I'll
super
try that
sure.
out.
Okay. So what is your mask's material made of?
I'm thinking I'll do Thunderwood.
Edge and health.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get a +1 to edge and health, right? So should I make my health
N-
6 then? Or
no.
no?
No, no, no.
It's when you
It's when you
roll,
make a
right?
move that uses the
Gotcha.
stat. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Oh, okay, I get it. So two of them are health based, two of them are spirit
Mhm.
based,
Right.
and then the health ones are edge and iron, and the spirit
hmm
ones are shadow and wits. Okay.
Yes. hmm
Sneaky and
So
smart
actually,
for spirit, and then
yeah,
strong and quick are the health ones.
yeah,
Okay. That's neat. I like that.
sure. So, and for the stats, I get 1, 3, 2 twos, and a 1.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry,
Two ones. Two twos, two ones.
2 twos, 2 ones. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be more of a like tough smashy boy, and I'm gonna need if I want to be a good fortune hunter, I want to have a little bit of wits. So I'm thinking iron's gonna be 3. Oh here, edit. Iron 3. Heart is like connecting with people, so maybe 2 in heart and 2 in wits, and then I'll have like only a 1 in shadow and edge. Be like kind of slow, and I'm not sneaky at
Yeah.
all.
I was gonna do 2 in edge because I get the +1 with that thunder mask,
Uh huh.
and then a 1 in heart, 2 in iron, 1 in shadow, and 3 in wits.
3 in wits. Okay, so you're gonna be
Smart guy.
a smart. Okay. Okay. So
Cause
what assets are you going with?
I did improviser, which when you roll plus wits instead yeah, when you check your gear you roll plus wits instead of plus supply.
Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. So you're gonna have good wits, and
Well,
then you're gonna be able to like pull stuff out. Okay.
yeah, so I have a question.
Yeah.
My supply is +5, right?
Yeah.
So does that go down?
Yeah. Think of it as like a health
Okay.
bar. The health,
Okay.
spirit, and supply are all like
So
just
those
like
will
resource bars.
move. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, if I put enough, maybe I should put 2 in wits then, because if you
You
start
could
out with
put
5 supply, you
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
could put 2. You could put 2 in wits and um like 3 in
I think probably put 3 in edge, right?
yeah, 3 in edge, and then when you roll with your mask for like edge, if you want to use the
Yeah.
mask effect, then you do like you have a
Yeah.
+4, which is
hmm
big. That's a
Yeah.
lot. So,
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work.
yeah.
Uh,
So remember, we're adding these numbers to a D6 and trying to beat two
Right.
numbers on a D10. So like a
hmm
+4 is like pretty sizable.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking All right, so I got slow, decent with people, or like yeah, not necessarily just slow, but like what's the description for stats again? Um, do. Where are we at? Okay, quickness, agility, and prowess and range combat. All right, so I'm like not very dexterous. Like I have like one edge, two heart, so I'm pretty good with people. Um, Probably fun to have a drink with. Three iron, so maybe like a little intimidating, maybe just like a little too aggressive. I'm thinking probably like a big dude. I'm
Yeah.
thinking kind of like Big Fooge vibes. Um, and one shadow, so like I'm not sneaky. I'm not sneaky at all. I'm probably like uh, I'm probably the dude that like shows up to the movie theater and is like munching on like nachos like as he walks to the seat and like the like movie's already started. It's just like incredibly distracting. And also wearing chainmail.
Also wearing chainmail.
And then two wits, so like not dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm getting a feel.
sure. Yeah. So my guy, I switched a couple of mine after hearing you say the descriptions again.
Alright.
um. So I did 3 in edge, plus I have that thunder mask, so I'm real fast, right?
Okay, cool.
Um, I put 1 in heart, so maybe not that much of a likable person. I don't know.
Gotcha. You don't connect well with people.
I don't connect. I'm a little bit of an oddball, I guess. Yeah.
You're Batman.
Yeah, sure.
Well, no, hold on. Batman's got like 4 kids. Like, I don't. Maybe not Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, but look who he has them with, right? Like, I mean, he does get
He doesn't have them with
people.
anybody. They're orphans.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
I,
some
I
of
I
them are
think they
orphans.
they kind of just
Half of them are orphans.
uh,
Plus the one that's called orphan. Anyway.
um yeah. Anyway, then I got a 1 iron, so I'm not that like tough, I guess,
Hmm.
like strong and imposing.
Yeah, maybe like a little more on like the slender side. Like not a
Yeah.
very like
Hmm.
imposing figure at all.
Hmm. 2 in shadow, so I'm relatively sneaky.
Sure. Okay.
And then 2 in wits, so uh relatively intelligent, like above
Okay.
average, right?
Yeah. All right. So like above average. Okay. So like above average intelligence, above
Hmm.
average sneakiness, super
Hmm.
quick.
Hmm.
Not really great with people and not very like
Hmm.
big and aggressive, intimidating.
Sure. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Quite the contrast. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So next we need bonds. So we need to think about like where these characters like come from.
Hmm.
And like things that we want to have connections to.
Where are those? Oh, I see. Never mind. I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
up
where
at the
is that
top.
on the sheet?
So we can also go to the oracles page and we can roll some like oracle stuff to try to come up with um
Bonds.
yeah, try to come up with like ideas for bonds.
Hmm.
So how
Yeah.
about a and I'll give you a couple here.
Uh,
And see if any of these like spark something for you. An artisan, a guard, or a farmer.
Farmer.
Okay. He's young, dying, and manipulative. So
Uh.
you can like pick one of those, or you can just just anything that sparks anything for you. These are just like general
Okay.
descriptors.
Gotcha. So, manipulative farmer.
So there's a manipulative farmer in your life. Who might this
Uh,
like? What's your connection to them?
uh, they charged me overpriced on beets.
Okay, an
Shroot
actual connection.
Farms.
An actual like meaningful relationship.
Oh,
It doesn't
so
necessarily have to be a good relationship, but
right, that's what I mean. Like, it was my last amount of gold that I had, and he sold me some bad beets, and those beets, uh, and now, or no, this is hard. Hang on.
that's a lot of what this game
He,
is just like
it's
getting
like
random prompts. Do you want
indentured.
some more problems?
It's like I'm an indentured servant on his beet farm or something. Like he
Okay.
tricked me into being a like a farmhand because I
Okay.
owed him a debt.
Okay. I'm getting ideas for this. All right. And the other part of this game, especially if you're playing with another person, is like playing back and forth off of each other.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So I'm thinking like a lot of this place is like really like a lot of this land is hostile.
Hmm.
Um, of the zones we kind of like talked about, where do you think this farm might be?
Mm, gotta look at it again. Hang on.
So, one like easy place if you want it to be in like a nice like relaxed area would be the Havens. That's probably the nicest place like on the continent. Um, but it could also be in like rougher terrain, or like on the coast, or
Hmm.
in like the deep
Flood,
wilds.
the flooded lands.
The flooded lands, yeah, it could be like swampland, maybe like some
No,
kind of like
beets
rice
don't
paddy or
grow in the
something.
swamp.
Well, beets don't, but like
Yeah, it's beets. I already told you that's important.
okay, fine, it's beets. I'm just trying to get
um,
to some story beats.
sure, sure.
That
Uh,
was
I would
just a pun.
say
We're
it's
good.
like the northern havens near the hinterlands.
Northern part of the Havens. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. So there's this beet farmer in the northern. There's a manipulative beet farmer in the northern part of the Havens that you have this like established relationship with.
Yes. And
All right.
and uh-huh.
Okay. And so you
And,
think I shouldn't say you think.
uh-huh.
So the relationship with him is that he somehow like swindled you into
Mhm.
working on his beet farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any ideas of like how he might have done that?
Um, no, that's why it's so crazy because I don't even like beets, but he somehow tricked me into working on his farm for
Okay.
him. And I actually work for beets, and so, it's really a bad situation for me.
All right. So
Uh,
there was a settlement trouble. So I'm gonna roll on the plot table. One of the plot oracles is settlement trouble. So let's see if we can come up with something. An important object was lost.
uh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Or I'll give you another option. Roll twice. Unjust leadership and in league with the enemy.
who's unjub?
Unjust.
Oh, unjust leadership. Got it.
Yeah. Any of those like
Uh,
spark anything for you?
mm, I don't really know what else I need to add to this.
Like why you were there? Just like and just to know like what is the history with the guy.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And if you want, we
Um.
can do another bond and then come back to it. If maybe doing another bond might like give you a better idea of the like the character's past.
Sure. I just don't know how detailed do these need to be because I kind of
Um,
figured I would just do it as I go.
we can do that too. If you want to just leave it at that, and then like we'll see if something comes up. Like maybe we end up needing to go up there for some reason, and then we can kind of
Okay.
figure that out later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. For now, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to do another bond, or do you want to leave two of them blank, or what are you feeling?
How many bonds am I supposed to have?
You can have up to three to start. You don't have to
Hmm.
fill all three of them out to begin with.
Oh,
Filling them
okay.
out just gives you a better idea of the character.
I see. Um. Yeah, I mean, we could do another one.
Okay. Um. All right. Do you want to do a person or a settlement, or like a person or a location?
Location.
Okay. Let's do. This is in the Barrier Islands or the Ragged Coast.
The Ragged Coast. No,
Okay.
the Barrier Islands.
All right. So on the islands there is a coast is obvious. Mountains or woods?
The woods.
Woods. Okay. So you have a bond with some like woods that are on the Barrier Islands. These woods are inaccessible, dark, or remote, or all of the above.
Yes.
What would you like? All of the above?
All of the above.
Okay, so there's inaccessible, dark, and remote woods um, on an island. And you know what this is sounding like?
No.
Lian Yu from Arrow. Except for the beet farm part, like that's different, but that's a little different, but like okay. Okay, so there's all right, so there's these woods on an island that are
Mhm,
inaccessible, dark, and remote.
mhm, mhm,
So,
mhm.
where do you think these islands would be that they're like inaccessible? Just
I
like looking
mean,
at the map. Is there any like
I think
maybe like on one of the ends or something? Or like one of these like farther out ones towards the compass?
yeah, I would say probably some of those ones, like the further out ones, seem like they'd make the most sense, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like those little ones off the top of the where it says Barrier Islands, there's like a little cluster of islands there. That's what we're talking about.
Like that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Um
Okay.
okay, so what's special about uh this place? Any
Trying to think. Hmm. Give me a minute to think on this.
okay. Either that or like maybe like a name. Like we can give it a name and it could just be like this mysterious backstory.
Yeah.
Okay. I can roll a quick settlement name.
Yeah, do that.
Rock Ridge, New Hope,
Rockridge.
or Swordland. Swordland's a little on the nose, I think.
Rockridge.
Rock Ridge. All right. So you have an island named Rock Ridge. Um,
It should have been mountainous island instead of the wooded island.
that's
That
the
fit.
twist.
It's like
um,
Iceland and Greenland, right?
yeah. What do I have? I guess I could use like a brazier or something.
For what?
That'll work.
Oh, to market.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this on the token layer, and then I'm going to give the token a name. Rock Ridge.
Rockridge Island.
And everybody can see it. Rockridge Island. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm gonna make it real small, like, but still big enough that we can see it. And we'll put it like out a little bit. Like maybe it's not one of the ones that's over there. It can just be like a little further out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Would you like to do a third or save your third for like
I'll
another
save my
episode?
third for now because I'm having a hard enough time just coming up with stuff on the spot. So
That's fine. That's all good.
think maybe
Get
once
that
we
warm up
start
going.
get
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
it a
I
little bit
gotcha.
more, I'll get more of like a fleshed out idea of what my character is.
Okay. So I have an idea for I have an idea for my person. Where's my sites? Progress? Bonds? Vows? Oh, this is the shared ones. I'm a dingus. This is actually the wrong page. Where's my character sheet? Right here. Okay. Summary. Oh, assets. There we go. Did I take veteran? No, I didn't take veteran. I took Ironclad, Thunderbringer, and Fortune Hunter. Okay, so
What was Thunderbringer, by the way? Sorry.
if you wield a mighty hammer, when you face
Oh,
danger,
cool.
secure an advantage, or
You're Thor.
compel. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Face danger, secure an advantage, or compel by hitting or breaking an inanimate object. You add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit.
Okay.
So get bonuses, win smash. Well, you know what I mean. All right, so name so we didn't go with the legions one, so we don't have like necessarily like a structured like military or anything like that. So I guess it makes sense that I wouldn't take veteran because like maybe there's not like veterans necessarily.
Yeah, maybe it's like all like small militias or something, just like farm hands that gather together.
Yeah, I think that's actually what it is in the World Truths.
Yeah.
Let's see, defense. Here in the islands, supplies are too precious and the lands are too sparsely populated to support organized fighting forces. When a community is threatened, people stand together to protect their own.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking I want somebody that's just like maybe like an older like warrior or somebody that I look up to.
Mm-hmm. Your
Um,
sensei.
yeah, like like something like that, one of those kind of figures, like a.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, character role. So there's another set of tables on here, which is the character oracles. There's
Uh-huh.
role, goal, descriptor, disposition, and activity. So let me roll a couple of rolls. A pilgrim, a scout, and a farmer.
Pilgrim, a scout, a
I'm
farmer
really
walk
not
into a
feeling
bar.
any of those. Like none of
Yeah.
those are really clicking
Roll
for me.
again.
I'm thinking maybe like just looking at the list, I'm thinking mercenary or like bandit, but
Okay.
not bandit. I'm thinking mercenary makes more sense because I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
the whole fortune hunter thing.
Well,
Okay.
wouldn't that be a bandit though? I mean, I
Fortune
think either
hunters
of
are
those could work.
taking payment for
Oh,
vows. Like I'll do this if you pay me.
gotcha.
Bandits are just like thieves. Like they just steal stuff.
Sure.
Which I mean, sure, there's probably plenty in this case. If there's no like organized like police or anything, then yeah, bandits are probably a thing. Okay, so we got a mercenary. Let's get a couple of descriptors. Insightful, confused, and cowardly. I like insightful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what to do with confused or cowardly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get another one.
A cowardly
Disfigured.
mercenary.
Disfigured. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a
Work.
if he had bothered to like not go back and get crushed, like a Jaime Lannister kind of like old like sword fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was super good, but then like he lost an arm. He lost his sword arm.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay. 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 All right. All right.
And now all he can do is teach, and he taught you the ways of the hammer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I like
Ah.
him. Okay. Let's give him a name. Um,
Rasputin.
Jabron? No. Lona? Kion? No. Mila. Cadigan. That's a good one.
Cadigan.
Okay, so name Cadigan. Descriptors, what was it? Insightful and disfigured. Sorry, it probably would have been easier if I did these first to like give you a better example, instead of like making you.
No,
do them
you're good.
first.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm getting it now. It just I think
Yeah.
taking me a little bit. So you're basically just trying to come up with some sort of background detail for your character, like
Yeah.
just
So
to flesh them
ideally,
out
you
a
want to
little
try
more,
to.
right?
Yeah, ideally we want to try to use these bonds in play
Mhm,
to
mhm,
like um
mhm, mhm,
form like more important supporting locations or more important
mhm.
supporting characters rather than
Gotcha.
like random NPCs. Um okay, so Cadigan, he is an older mercenary. He's an older mercenary that lost an arm defending his. I want him to be like kind of like good or relatable. So lost his arm defending um a town from bandits. He was um uh da, 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 unable unable to continue um his adventuring. Yeah, unable to continue his adventuring. He now takes on pupils and teaches them how to defend themselves from the dangers of the Ironlands. And then I'll probably fill in at some point, like how I got him to teach me or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm,
Maybe it'll come
mm-hmm.
up. Maybe it won't. Okay, and then let's get a location because I like to have location too. Region. Flooded lands or elsewhere. Well, elsewhere is done. Havens. Let's go with the havens. Let's go with the havens. Location is woods. Fen. What is a fen?
Fen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is a fen? What is a fen? Fen is one of the main types of wetlands, other than the other being grassy marshes, forest swamps, and a peaty bog. Peaty. Peaty bogs. Along with bogs, fens are a kind of mire. I'm understanding less about this the more that I read. Um. Okay, so it's some kind of like not a swamp, like half a swamp. It's a demi swamp. Nah, a grove. Rapids. Maybe I should just pick one. Oh, what about a mine? Okay, a mine in the Havens. All right. Okay, I like this. A mine in the Havens, and it is mystical and ruined. Oh, hell yeah. All right. Bonds. Add. Add. Mystical. Ruined. Name. I need a name. Location. Quick settlement name. The Longwick. No. Frost Cairn Mine. Perfect.
Frost Karen.
Frost Cairn Mine. Location. It's in Northern Havens. Northern Havens? Northern Havens. Okay. I grew up in a mining family, which is why I'm like so big and strong, right? Grew up in a mining family, in a circle nearby the Frost Cairn mines. Frost Cairn Maine? No. Mine. Near the Frost Cairn mines. After 3 generations of... How long do we want to say that, like, we've been, like, settling this lands? Maybe, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe a couple generations, but, like, not many. Maybe, like, 2?
Okay.
Right? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that works, I guess.
No preference? Okay.
I mean, 2 generations. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're still trying to. So basically, if you say it like that, that means the lands are largely unexplored still.
Yeah. My
No.
father and my grandfather worked these mines, and I knew it would be my destiny to... Destiny seems a little strong. It would be my fate. It seems a little bit like maybe I was less like excited about it. It would be my fate to do the same. Yeah, until one day a wall collapsed, revealing revealing lost ruins of the of the first ones. So like I think we dug too deep and like there was some like elven ruins or something. After, and then I'll leave it kind of like mysterious. After that, the mines were quickly abandoned, and the mysterious deaths began. Oh, holy shit, I cannot type. Okay. Okay. Alright. So... Alright, so these mysterious deaths, and then, like, the mine... Like, okay, so there was a cave-in that revealed some ancient ruins. People started dying, and mines were boarded up. We said, fuck that. And then... At some point, I found this old mercenary to teach me how to, like, defend myself. Big, strong mining boy. Okay, cool. Alright, so we got our 2 background bonds. Now we Make note of any important equipment or items. This is typically going to come from our assets.
Mm-hmm.
I have notably armor and a mighty hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Notes. Wearing heavy armor. What does my armor look like? I'm going to say it's a set of worn leathers under chainmail. A chainmail shirt. And then I also have a... I'm not using a shield. Should this be like a big ass hammer? I think it should be like a big ass maul. A hefty maul. Carved from stone. Engraved.
Where do you put that one? Is that in
It's under notes on
summary?
like the summary page.
Okay.
Engraved with what's a dope animal? I mean, just like a
Wolf.
random, yeah, engraved with a. Okay, so it's the Doom Hammer. All right, you know what? I'm good with that. Engraved with a
A wolf. Or
wolf.
I mean, yeah, do a wolf. I mean, I don't know
Wolf's
what else
good.
you would put
I'm
for
good
a
with that.
hammer. You could do like a bowl or something. That'd be cool too.
That's not bad.
I feel like that makes more sense because it has like a hoof that it could like stomp you with, like bah!
I mean, bulls usually like charge. Are they gonna
Horn.
give you the
Yeah,
horns? But I mean, I think
corn
it
you.
works. It's fine.
You could put a horse on it or something if you want that.
It's fine.
Elephant.
It's a bull. It's good. I like it. It's fine. Okay.
No. So I fleshed out my bonds a little bit more.
Okay.
Want me to read them?
Yeah.
All right.
What do we got?
So for the farmer one,
Okay.
we have Senbui of the Northern Havens. He's a manipulative farmer / landowner.
Okay.
And he forced me into working off my family's debt to him. He has a monopoly on the food in the small village where I grew up, and he keeps people under his thumb
Ah.
by controlling the food and forcing the people into insurmountable debt.
Okay. So he like trades people into debt and like
Mm-hmm.
maybe does like
Mm-hmm.
like a loan shark maybe.
Yeah, he basically keeps the power in the community because he owns all of the food, right?
Okay.
Because these are supposed to be really harsh lands, right? Like
The
I
Havens
know
are the only place that are kind of nice.
okay, then maybe I
But I
should
mean, we could
move
just
that,
move him, like, right?
huh?
We could just
Like
move him.
yeah. Let's put him in a harsher spot. What do you
Okay.
think? Like the hinterlands or the what's the other spot? Hang on, I'm having a hard time reading it. The Veiled
Hinterlands.
Mountains or something? Tempest
Probably not the
Hill.
Veiled Mountains. I don't think there's. That's not really going to be like habitable. The hinterlands wouldn't be bad. Dense forest nestled against rugged terrain, hunter camps and remote settlements, birdsong interspersed with sudden unsettling stillness, hungry
What about
beasts stalking. Like, yeah,
okay? What about the Ragged Coast?
ragged coast, narrow fjords, settlements built on rocky shores, trade ships flying colorful sails, shipbuilders hammering at wooden hulls, raiders sounding the drums of war, schools of orca gliding through the waves, monstrous serpents rising from unfathomable depths.
So let's say it's in the Ragged Coast, but it's
Okay.
like right where the Ragged Coast meets the deep wilds and the hinterlands. So it's like inland, so they don't get a lot of trade from the sea.
Okay,
But
gotcha. So
it's
like
also like not quite in the other spots, but it's like right where all three of those corners meet.
um like up here.
Yeah, exactly. You
Okay.
said ragged.
What's his name again?
Senbui.
Can you spell that for me?
SEN space BUYI.
BUY.
I.
Senbui.
Booyi, yeah.
And okay, so this is gonna be Senbui's farm.
Yeah, I mean it would be yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah. We can call it that.
Okay. I mean, if you got another name.
I don't off the
I
top of
just
my
need
head.
something to put like on the token,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
No,
it's
I
fine.
got you. Yeah, that's fine.
Um, I mean, if you want, you can roll on the locations like under oracles. There's one for a quick settlement name, and we can just give the town a name.
Uh, sure. If you
I gotcha. Exstead, Highwick, Red Barrow,
say it again.
Stonewick. Exstead, Highwick, Red Barrow, Stonewick.
Stonewick, I like that.
Like Stonewick? Okay.
Yeah.
Stonewick. Okay. Stone. You want one word or two?
2.
Stonewick. Okay. All right. Cool. Stonewick, and then we'll put on here. Oh, can I put notes on this? Oh, I'll have to put in GM notes. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we can do. I'll add to handouts, and we will do Stonewick. Everybody can be edited by everybody. Save. And then this can go under. Where is this in the Ragged Coast? Yeah, it'll go under Ragged Coast. And the only thing that we need to know about this so far is, I'll just put a dash. Sin Buoys Farm. And oh, you said also like what was other about it? Doesn't receive very much trade.
Yeah, not much trade.
All right, receives.
It's sort of isolated for being like in the coastal region, because it's more inland, and it's in a harder area. Because it's kind of wooded. It's a little mountainous.
Receives little trade due to rugged terrain from nearby hinterlands. Food primarily comes from Sen's farm, used to control the people in the surrounding area. Cool. Okay. All right. I feel like we've got a pretty good understanding of like what Stonewick is and like what's there.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. What was the one that I had? What was my place? The
mine.
Frostcairn Mine. Okay, so let's make another one. Copy. And I'm gonna put it just like in the middle of the damn havens. Just like right here. Frostcairn Mine. And for chat, if you guys are playing this at home, like you really don't need to take this like level of detailed notes. I just know that we're going to be playing, especially if you're playing like a one shot. If you're playing a one shot, then a lot of this stuff probably won't come up. You're going to just like go wherever the game takes you. So don't worry too much about it. But if you're planning on playing multiple sessions where you want to try to work this stuff in, then it is good to take these notes, and that way you can refer back to them, because you might end up making like 15 or 20 different NPCs if that's where the game takes you, and then you forget what all of this crap was to begin with. Okay, so Frostcairn Mines, abandoned mines. I cannot type. Holy crap! Abandoned mines. Full of ruins of the first ones. Cursed? Question mark. Now abandoned mining village. Sure, why not? Ruins. Okay, cool. And then if we need to take like more detailed stuff, if we explore those places, then we have ideas. And if we feel like doing like a dungeon crawl, mines would be a good place to do a dungeon crawl, so that we can explore that too. We'll have an option for that. All right, so we have our background bonds. Now we need to set a background vow. So let's refer back to vows. No, wait, where's a background vow? Equipment. Asset. Where's the background vow? Boop. Boop. Here you go, chat, so you can watch me try to struggle to find something real quick. That's good. Your world? No. Foes and encounters? No. Oh wait, there's a character creation summary. Yeah, where's that at? Background vows. Page 193. Starting your campaign, creating your character, creating your world. Yep. Background bonds. Yep. Okay, so write a background vow. When you create your character, give yourself a background vow to represent the primary motivation or ultimate goal. This vow is part of your character's backstory. It may be a vow sworn years ago, or one which is a reaction to some recent major event. Write down this vow and give it a rank of extreme or epic. You don't need to make the swear and iron vow move for this quest. Fulfilling this vow will not be easy. In storytime, it might require months, years, or even decades to see this vow fulfilled or forsaken. You may even decide your background vow isn't something you make significant progress on in your narrative. Instead, it just helps establish some role-playing detail for your character and fleshes out your world. An example in here is your background vow involves your former life as a raider. Haunted by your past, you have sworn to see this raider clan defeated. However, there are complications. The clan is powerful. You couldn't possibly hope to defeat them without an army at your back. Also, the clan is led by your own mother. Oh shit! It'll take some special sort of courage to face her again. Envision your clan's name: Red Moon. Their shields are decorated with blood red circles. For now, this vow is a glowing ember, a promise not yet sparked to flame. You mark the vow as defeat the Red Moon clan, giving it the rank of extreme. So, I think maybe something with, okay, so I have two ideas for, like, different ways I can go. Either, reclaim the mine by like destroying the ruins, or I could like do something with Cadigan.
So okay, so then I guess the point of the bonds doing those first is basically it gives you like a background that you've already thought about to sort of build a vow around, right?
Yeah, exactly. The last thing that we do is to do our background vow, and then we look at the inciting incident, which takes us into what's currently happening.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean that's exactly right. Like
Mhm.
that's the reason to do them in that order. There's some of the stuff that you can do out of order, but doing a background valve first is probably not. Um, Sorry, got you back. All right. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, you can do some of the stuff out of order, like picking stuff for your character, like the stats or the assets, like we did.
Sure.
But the background vowels are typically going to be the last thing that you do before you do the inciting incident, which is going to be like
Mhm.
the stuff that's happening now.
Okay.
Um, okay, so I'm thinking maybe I'm trying to like get revenge for Cadigan. Maybe like something similar to like the example, right? Where like there's a clan of raiders and
You want to
maybe
get revenge because he lost his arm and he can't fight anymore?
yeah,
Is he still alive or is he
yeah.
dead now? He's still alive.
No, he's
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
If he was dead, he wouldn't be a very good Bond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he would be more of a vow if he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, you could still make a good vow out of it. Like that's a good point. You could still make a good like background vow, like get
Yeah.
revenge for his death. But like yeah. I
Mhm.
don't know. Let's see. What's a good like
Mm.
Ravenland, White Heaven, Haven, Lost Home? I'm thinking like I want to like something clan and like I mean I'll just use the example from the thing, right? It's like get rid of the oh, I could just use the first names on here too. The the White Raven clan? No.
The White Raven clan. That's cool.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. So, I'll go to summary and is it on summary? Yeah, Val. Okay. So this one's gonna be, and then this one's gonna be. We'll just make it extreme. It doesn't really matter because these are not gonna get filled out in a couple episodes. Um, the vow is gonna be to, I don't know, destroy the White Ravens. No, White Raven clan.
Clan.
Yeah, White Raven clan. Cool.
That you should also add that they're the clan that uh like
That's a good point. So I should add that to Cadigan.
defiled your master.
Yeah.
Yeah, or not,
Um,
defiled sounds
that's
weird. I
not the
shouldn't have
word.
said that. Yeah, that's a bad
That's
word.
not the word
But
we let in.
definitely shouldn't have used that word.
Yeah.
Let's.
Okay.
What's the
Lost.
word I'm thinking of though? It's like
Disfigured.
disfigured, maybe.
Disfigured.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
To the White Raven clan. Okay. Okay. So we have the White Raven clan who is. And I don't have a location for Cadigan, so wherever we end up starting, he can be like close by if we want him to be.
Okay.
And then that'll give us antagonists of like maybe the White Raven clan are also like after me or something.
Okay.
So that'll give us options to like throw stuff in if we need twists. Um, so okay, so do you have an idea for a background Val?
Yeah, so I have two ideas right now. So
Okay.
one bases it off of my second bond because I filled that one out after listening to yours as well. Um so the second one was the Rockridge Island, right? And it's in a remote barrier island.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's an inaccessible, dark, remote woods on the barrier islands. Elves are said to have made a shrine on this island in the woods. Their deep magic practiced there has been lost for ages, and the only evidence that is known of the island is an heirloom, the Thunder Mask, that was passed down to me by a mysterious,
Oh.
strange traveling storyteller in my youth.
Okay. So question that we could leave open or just like do like, have you been to this island?
No, no. So I've never been to the island, right? And so
Okay.
that could be my vow is to go investigate this island where I got this magical mask from, right?
Okay. So what about this island other than it being like far out? What about this makes this like an extremely like treacherous vow?
I mean, to me, it would be that it's such a remote and inaccessible island that like no ships would take us there. Maybe
Oh, okay. So
you
you'd
know.
have to
So
get a
we,
ship, get a
mhm,
crew, like
yeah,
get all of the resources to get all of that
right.
stuff.
And then you don't know what dangers are there because it's this deep lost magic that no one even knows what's on this island. And magic is very rare in our world, right?
Yeah. So is your
So,
mask magic?
I mean, the mask gives me a bonus to, edge.
Yeah.
So I assumed it's like faintly magic. Like it's not like super amazing, right? But like it definitely gives me something, right?
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. I
So
like it.
I was thinking either that could be my vow is to investigate this island and try and like maybe return the mask or something, or
Return the
yeah,
mask.
something like that. Do like a Lord of the
Oh,
Rings Frodo thing where I have to
yeah.
destroy it because it's cursed. Maybe I don't know. Um,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but or the other obvious one would be to gain enough wealth to pay off the debt of my entire village from these farmers that are or from this farmer who has everyone essentially in servitude to him because
I like that. I can work with
yeah,
that with the whole like fortune hunter thing. I can
sure,
work
yeah,
with
yeah.
either of those cuz
Mhm.
like
Mm,
rare magical
yeah,
stuff.
who knows what lost fortunes are on the island in the deep wood or Red Rock Island, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Rockridge I think is what it's called. Rockridge Island.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. All right.
Which
So
one do you like more?
which one? Oh, between those two?
Which of those two? Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the adventure angle of Rockridge.
Yeah, I do too. It sounds way more fun than the just gain money. Yeah.
I mean, get money, make it big. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it plays,
Mm.
man. Like it does.
Uh, uh,
I guess the
I'm
question
gonna.
is, do we want to go more of a thematic route of like we're trying to get paid and like this is a story of like us trying to get rich and get paid, or do we want to go story of like treasure hunting?
So I think with to me, here's what I'm gonna put as my vow right now.
Okay.
Anyway, find out the secrets of Rockridge Island and the elves that live there, as well as the mysterious Thunder Mask. Right. And to me that also with that being the goal there's going to be riches on this island if there is magic on there, right? Because
Yeah,
it's such a
sure.
rare commodity, like we'll find wealth. And that's what I view this as. It's like the only way we're going to get people to be willing to travel to this place, which is like presumably
Mhm.
like taboo, right? Is because of the promise of great wealth, right?
Yeah, and again, these are our background vowels. So these are also not necessarily the like direct thing that we're going to be working
Right.
on.
Sure.
But these should be like in theory, these should be like the thing that's in the back of our character's mind, right?
Hmm.
Like our goal in life, even if it's not like something that we actively work on at all.
Sure. Right.
Um, yeah, but it should be like ideally something like whatever the inciting incident um should presumably happen like while we're on the path of like working towards that. And then if
Hmm.
we stop and make a hard right turn and like this adventure takes us off in a different direction, then like that's totally fine.
Right.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna put that as my background vow. It just seems more interesting than the paying off the family debt. Not to say that that won't be like another vow when I
Mhm.
find some iron to swear
Yeah.
on.
No, no, I got you. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I like this. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have then the very lastest thing.
Mhm.
Envision your inciting incident and swear an iron vow. So,
Ooh.
the lastest thing is envision your inciting incident. An inciting incident is the problem which arrives at the beginning of the story, propelling the protagonist into action. Everything up to that point is backstory, the normal world in which your character has become accustomed. In Ironsworn, the inciting incident is the tipping point which forces you to undertake a life of perilous quest and adventure. To start your character's story, envision an imminent threat or compelling need. You can use a quest starter from this book, see chapters 4 and 5, talk it out at the table, or ask an oracle on page 107, which we have on the character sheets. This problem dictates what drives your first actions and sets your character's story in motion. What makes a good inciting incident? Make it personal. Why is it
Mhm.
important to your character? Envision how it connects to your background and your motivations. Also, consider how you can leverage story themes which are interesting to you as a player. So, like, I think like hunting for fortune or hunting for like rare things is something that we're
Mhm.
both probably
Yeah.
interested in.
Mhm.
So that might be a good angle to take, but let's see. Make it a problem that won't go away on its own. The threat or forces at the heart of the situation will see it through even if you ignore them. So this can't be like, hey, I heard that there's this cave with some treasure in it. Like that doesn't make for a good thing because you could just like
Mhm.
come back to it later. Give it a ticking clock. The
Mm.
problem won't wait for you. If you don't act or encounter delays, things will get worse. Make it universal. If you're
Mhm.
playing with allies, make this a shared vow important to each of you. This creates an opportunity to work together. If you're playing solo, make it a threat which impacts other people you care about. Up the stakes. Envision complications which make your inciting incident even more dire for you, your family, or your community. And limit the scope. Unlike your background vow, this is a problem which you can and must deal with now. In gameplay turns, you swear an iron vow and make it a troublesome, dangerous, or formidable quest. If all goes well, it might be resolved in a session or two. If you don't act, things will get worse.
Mm.
And then here's a suggestion. A mysterious sickness has struck Cinderholm's overseer. The village healer brewed drafts, but none offered any relief. The priest prayed, but the gods did not listen. The mystic performed divinations, but the shadows did not divulge their secrets. The overseer, your friend, is fading. Without help, she will surely die. To add a bit of drama to the stakes, the families in your community are now at each other's throat as they start to position their preferred candidate to take up the Iron Circlet. If the Overseer dies, open conflict may break out. The community will weaken and may not survive the coming winter. You pile on the stakes until you feel like an imperative. You must take on this quest.
Mm.
So
Okay.
there's an example. Um,
Sure.
of course, we have going back to the game screen. Bloop. Of course, we have tables for this, oracles. So to get us some prompts to get us like thinking of stuff, there is the plot oracle settlement trouble.
Mhm.
So we're gonna roll a couple of these and see if rival settlement attack is imminent, reckless warmongering.
Mhm.
Any of these like spark anything for you?
Say it again.
So we have rival settlement, attack is
Okay.
imminent, and reckless warmongering.
Mm. Okay.
Any of these types of like settlement troubles?
Yeah, I mean the maybe the rival settlement. I'm trying to think about it right now though, as to
Mhm.
how that would affect my like how that would be like an immediate
Yeah, so we
goal,
can
right?
we can assume let's make a couple of assumptions to get
Mhm.
started. Let's say we're both in some settlement together. Where that is up in the air. We're both in some settlement together.
Mhm.
I'm working on trying to find trying to find a job to get paid to like as a mercenary. and
Mm-hmm.
you're working on maybe like trying to get money so that you can like
Mm-hmm.
save up to hire a ship and a crew, right?
Yeah,
Maybe something
yeah.
like that.
Well, I would say it's more for my family right now, but like, yeah, I guess because that's my vow at first, right? But yeah,
Sure.
you're right.
Yeah,
So
we want to try to like refer back to like
yeah, yeah, the original vow. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're both somewhere looking for money basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got some debts you got some debts you need to pay. You also have like want to save up to do this thing. I'm just trying to stack that cash. Maybe I'm trying to stack that cash cuz like I know I'm going to need to like hire a bunch of mercenary friends to like
Mm-hmm.
come with me to go take out this clan, right?
Right.
Like in the example, right? It says you're going to need an army. Well,
Right.
going to need money to pay an army.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if like resources are sparse, then like
I would say
you're
you don't
really going to
even
need like
you need money, but you also need like bonds to build that leadership, right?
yeah.
Like, yeah, because
Yeah, and maybe that's
like
like I don't
if
necessarily have
you,
my priorities in order, and that's why
yeah,
like I haven't gotten anywhere with it yet.
sure, yeah,
Right? Like I don't have to be
yeah,
good at the thing that I'm trying to do.
yeah. so, so
It's probably funnier if I'm not.
so we both need money.
All
More
right.
money, more problems, though. But yeah, yeah.
I mean, sometimes. All right. So rival settlement attack is imminent. Reckless warmongering. Let's grab a couple more.
Yeah.
A broken truce. A leader falls.
Mhm.
Roll twice. Vengeful outcast and outsiders rejected. Hmm. Maybe like a settlement, like some. Mm, I don't necessarily want to get real political with this, but
Mhm. Mhm.
maybe like there were some refugees from another like area. Maybe like a disaster happened or something, and they
Mhm.
came to a town to um try to like seek like a safe place to like resettle,
Mhm.
and the town basically shut them out. It said we don't have the resources, and one of the like outcasts or something that like they rejected like
Mhm.
got pissed and is like starting trouble.
Okay. And they're gonna pay us to fix that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is that I mean, so that's a direction. Like we can do
That's
this for
fine.
like
Yeah.
multiple stuff. Are we
Yeah. Yeah.
comfortable with like being paid to go deal with a refugee that's like maybe mad for a good reason? Are we comfortable with doing that on the show? Cuz like
Yeah.
genuinely asking cuz I have some trepidations about maybe how that could go depending on how the roles are cuz like I want to
Yeah.
fulfill this vow, but that seems like maybe we should be doing the other thing.
Yeah. So, our
Maybe
vows are.
maybe it is the other thing. Hold on, I got an idea. Maybe it is the other thing.
Mhm.
Maybe the vengeful outcast is hiring us to like convince however that needs to happen, convince the
Uh-huh.
overseer to let them
Uh-huh.
in.
Sure. I
I
mean that could work. Is this like I guess that would kind of fulfill the two things we're looking at too. Like maybe we can try and make like a deal with him. It's like, yeah, um he needs to, we obviously he's hiring us, but we also want his like support, right? Like it's a faction, isn't it? And that's
it
kind of
could be.
something
So it
we're
could be. That's
trying to
another thing.
get,
We
right?
could
Cuz you're
the
trying to raise an army, I'm trying to gather a crew. Um
I like where this is going.
so maybe we can use that to like leverage our way towards our initial vows, right?
Yeah. I like this. Like I think this makes sense from like where our
Mhm.
characters are starting from.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
We're just trying to get our names out there essentially right now, right? They get the money
Yeah, in
at the same
chat.
time.
Yeah,
Like,
in chat there. They want you to help hijack their town council to get them voted in. Yeah, I mean, I think they want a place to stay, and like they're gonna hire a couple of like mercenaries to like make it happen. And their concern is probably primarily focused on like them being able to get into the town and get like shelter.
mm-hmm.
And maybe they're not so concerned with like how we go about doing that, but like that's up to us. However we do it, like results are results, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right, so let's go to summary and let's go to vow. And all right, so what do we want to call this vow, and then what kind of like rank do we want to give it?
I would say, what is this?
I could see this as being an arc. I can see
Yeah,
this as
yeah,
being an arc that we do for 4 episodes.
yeah,
Like set it formidable, make it 4 episodes, and
uh-huh.
then we maybe do something where like we have to convince or maybe do stuff for each of the town
Mm-hmm.
council members, and like
Mm-hmm.
each of the council members convinced is like a progress. It's like convince a person to vote to let them in, and then like
Mm-hmm.
once we have them convinced, then mark progress.
Yeah, there's like what, like 5 council members, and we need a majority or something.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
about this. Okay,
Yeah.
so I like how I built a guy for Smashy, and then I'm just like political though.
Well,
Let's go adventure.
sometimes
We want to do a
Smashy is
political.
political, right? Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to, you gotta break
Well, I
some
mean, what
arms
they
around
need
here.
done, like, yeah, like what's gonna convince them, like, might vary, right? It might be
Yeah.
like, hey, do me a favor and go intimidate
Mhm.
these guys, or hey, do
Right.
me a
Yeah. Yeah.
favor, go find my son who's lost in the woods.
Or maybe it's like we need to go threaten the actual council person to give us the vote.
Yeah, like maybe
Yeah.
this place doesn't have like an overseer per se, and it's
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
like it is just a council where like
Like
there's
a
a couple of
like a city
people and they all
council.
got
Yeah.
votes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so let's look at
So the vow I would say in this is to get the refugee settlement accepted into the city or something.
yeah. So I want to look at I don't remember where it's at. Basics. Iron Vows. Here it is. Um where is the chart with the Wait, I made a handout for this. I made a handout and I forgot. Rule summary.
We had a lot of handouts.
Okay,
I liked
so
that rule summary one, but I couldn't read it on my screen because I'm
if
using my
you
TV. And
click on the picture, it'll make it bigger, and then you
oh,
might be able
really?
to read it. Yeah,
Have to try that.
yeah. So because I most of those are like just screenshotted
Oh,
JPEGs.
okay. That's what I was wondering because I was like, I'm trying to zoom, but it's not zooming.
No, yeah, it's not gonna zoom. Um, all right. So if there's 10 boxes that we have to fill, we could do dangerous, and that'd be two progress per like thing. So like maybe there's 5 council members,
Yeah, yeah. So,
and
and
yeah, that
it's
would make
either,
sense.
but don't we just need a majority, or do we need to convince all of the
That's
council
actually a good
members?
point. If we only need a majority, then well, so the thing is we can have these like we can have the ten boxes for the progress track represent all of the votes,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can have the number of boxes like per be the number
Mm-hmm.
of like the number of people on the council, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So if we do dangerous, that's 2 boxes per person, so that'd be like 5 people on the council.
Okay.
And then that would be if we wanted to like convince 3 of them and then take our chances on it,
Sure.
We could
Yeah, yeah.
we could do 3 of them and then have 6 boxes and then roll, but we're
Gotcha.
rolling
Like a disadvantage or something, or the
so yeah, so
weak
remember
die.
how the yeah, how it works for the progress rolls is instead of rolling a d6 and adding a stat, you're going to just take the number of boxes that you have filled and then compare
Mhm.
that to 2d10s.
I see.
And so we
Oh, I
might get
gotcha.
like a weak hit where like
Mhm,
we get 3 out of the 5 votes,
mhm.
but one of the votes is like a yes, but like with a concession, or like somebody
Yeah.
proposes a concession and like we get the votes, but like okay, they'll be allowed to stay here for like
Mhm.
a month,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Then you gotta go find somewhere else to live.
Yeah, and then well, so that's the nice thing about this system is that like if we get in that situation, we can go from there and say, oh well, this we can follow this up into another thing. Or
Mhm,
depending on like how many sessions we get in, we could just like cliffhanger it,
mhm.
right? And then maybe we come back to this world with like more people or different people or whatever. Um, Players, that is.
Gotcha.
Um, so yeah, okay. So we want to go with we think dangerous will be good then
Yeah,
because we can do
I think
like
that's
maybe
fine.
like 4 people.
I think that's fine. That way we
Okay.
can. Yeah, I mean it's my first one, so let's do it. I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't
So
want to do epic on my first vow, man. Like
well, we
I'm.
won't finish epic in 4, right? Because it's 1 tick
Yeah,
per
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
like narrative event. All right, so we're thinking win over the council um to allow the refugees, how do you spell refugee? Yeah, refugees into let's get a name for this place. Oracle's quick
Oh, very
settlement
cool.
name.
Oh, very cool.
Axe
Oh, very
Rock.
cool. Axe Rock.
Shit, that's good. Into Axe Rock, one word. Okay, win over the council to allow the refugees into Axe Rock.
Dun, dun, dun,
Or
dun.
what about convince the council? I like that. Convince the council. Okay, and then we're gonna make this dangerous. Okay, so now let's finally at 9 o'clock with an hour left, um let's start the role playing. So all right, I'll set
Real quick.
yeah.
Can I take a bathroom break real quick?
Yeah, now's not a bad time.
Yeah.
I think this is a good
Before.
point. So
Yeah.
before we you good. You can go ahead and go. I'll put us on a break.
Thanks.
Um all right. So chat. Ooh, yeah, that one. Okay. Oh, that was nice of the music to just like conveniently fade at the
Trail
right time. That was good.
off.
I didn't plan that, nor did I like
Calculated.
manually do that. That just happened for me. Okay. So, we have a request from chat to make our character poop his pants. No. So, all right. So we have a scene. We have how do I want to frame this? Okay, so
Mhm.
actually, hold on first. Where is this place at? I'm kind of thinking maybe Ragged Coast.
Um, I mean, I think somewhere central. So I was thinking my character was kind of traveling already because I'm,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get money for either my family or try and get money to investigate more about this island. So I'm thinking, yeah, probably I'd travel along the ragged coast because, like, maybe I'm a little apprehensive about these deep wilds, right?
That's fair.
To try and get through to the havens.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe near the southern part of the ragged coast or
Oh, we
nearer to
forgot
the
something.
havens.
Names. We need names.
I have a great name.
That's not usable. No.
Uh, Oiphotrop Iwi?
No, it's not. No, I'm not.
Oiphotrop Iwi. Come on, man. It's so
It's
perfect.
not gonna happen. Matic, Etta, Eli, Kai, Katiana. No, I don't. Are these like? Are there any male names on this list? Or like male sounding names on this list? Quamar, Maya, Aleri, Lona, Makari. Makari? Kenrick? I'll take Kenrick. I am absolutely the worst at making names, so I 1,000% of the time use name generators. Alright. Do you want to roll for a name, or do you got one?
I got this. Hang on.
It needs to be something that I can pronounce.
You'll pronounce it.
I don't like this. I don't like the way you said that. We got 45 minutes, so we need it like quick.
Lev Breyer.
Lev? So like Lev is your first name and Breyer is your family name?
Yep.
Okay. Kenrick. Oh, I should probably get a like family name.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good. Kenrick Pemba? No. Tio?
Pemba.
Oh, Kenrick Makari. Actually, that works.
Makari.
Of the clan Makari. Kenrick Makari of the clan Makari. Okay. Alrighty, so. No, get out of here, Alcante. Alright, so.
Is it papers, please?
No. Anyway, so we have what do we have? Axe Rock. Okay. So Axe Rock is a village that has rejected a group of refugees who are trying to seek like asylum from the Flooded Lands? Sure, the Flooded Lands. So maybe we're on like the southern tip of Ragged Coast.
Yeah. So we're definitely near the south. Like we could be on the southern tip or just somewhere in that kind of Cape area. Excuse me, Cape area. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
What's like Stonewick?
Stonewick? That's the village. Yeah, your village.
I thought it was Axe Rock.
I just copied the token.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Axe Rock. Save. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at Axe Rock. Some refugees have come in from the Flooded Lands. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the scene is, and for anybody who's not used to it or hasn't like seen me DM before, I try to lean a little bit towards like a more like cinematic style. So if I describe something in a like movie style way that is like maybe a little like weird or different, so sometimes I might describe something that like our characters might not be aware of, but for the sake of like the story, we might like get a peek of something.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah. Okay, so I think the scene is we have a moderate sized village. So I think there's a shot of a like coastal town. Maybe like a small port with like a couple of docks and see maybe 50 60 buildings or so, maybe like a tavern, maybe yeah okay. So we see there's a small-ish port town of Axe Rock. Maybe somebody has made like a nice carving of a like there's a big rock and somebody carved like a stone axe into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it sits like in the middle of town, like a little like statue.
Mm-hmm.
And around it is like 50 or 60 so buildings. We see like a pub with like a wooden like carved mermaid over the entranceway. Um, there's a large like open like building towards the middle of town, where you see like a bunch of people standing on like platforms yelling about stuff. There's a big crowd. Um, they all seem to be yelling about something. And then we get a sweeping shot that goes like further out of town, um, and there is a um, there's like a large like wooden like wall made up of like thick logs,
Mm-hmm.
and a gate on the other side of the gate, further out, um, like within sightline, but like pretty far out, is we see a large like what looks like a tent city.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we see a bunch of like um, huddled masses. Lol. You see a bunch of people like huddled together in like scraps, and a lot of them look sick. A bunch of them look like they might be like injured. Um, and um, we see a very like similar sight to what we saw in the town. There's at one of the larger under one of the larger tents, there's a couple of like older um there's a couple of like older looking people sitting at a table, um and then they have like some chairs and stools, and like maybe like a couple of trees that they're using for like benches, that they managed to take down, and it looks like there's some sort of meeting. Um, at this meeting, one of the people sitting, one of the older guys sitting at the table, like addressing the people. Um, I think he's trying to like assuage their concerns. Like, now
Mm-hmm.
listen, I know I know they've rejected us so far, but I can assure you that we're making headway with their council, and they'll change their mind. They'll change their mind, and they'll allow us into the town, and we'll be able to make our new home here in Axe Rock. And I think there's like shouting from the crowd. They're not gonna let us in. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do if they won't let us in? And there's a person sitting a little further towards the end of the table, that looks like maybe he's a good bit younger. Um, he's got dark hair. He's wearing like somewhat like cleaner clothes than everybody else. It seems like maybe he like takes a little bit more like time with his appearance, and has actually like tried to keep himself up. Um, like his clothes aren't quite as tattered, and like he looks like maybe he's like bathed in the last couple of days. Um, he says, "Now look, I promise you, I've taken some of the money and some of the valuables that we managed to recover from our town before the floods, and we've used it to hire a couple of mercenaries to convince the town of convince the town it's in our best interest. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand how some of you might think that um, maybe this might be a little bit much, but remember, there are lives at stake here, and I've instructed them to be on their best behavior." And he gives a like toothy smile, and you can see he's got like Um, I think he's got a gold tooth. I think he's got a gold tooth. This guy seems scummy. Why wouldn't he have gold tooth? Right? Okay.
That's a sign of wealth in this culture.
I like it. I'm about it. Okay, mark it down on our world truths. Gold tooth, sign of wealth. Okay. So we have this scene, and then I think we have a cut to a like a earlier scene, and like so it cuts to black, and it says like yesterday. And then it is a scene of this same guy with like a bag of money on a table, sitting inside a tent, and he's sitting across from two characters.
Mhm.
Would you like to introduce what your character looks like?
Sure. I'm sort of a smaller. Um, I'm relatively slender, but still relatively stout because I've worked on farms most of my life. Um, I look to be very quick. And then I mean, maybe not that likable of a personality, but at the same time, uh, I'll do what it takes to get the job done.
Okay.
Eh.
What are what are you wearing? Like what do you look like?
Oh, I mean, I don't really know what like the background for the areas are.
I
Is
mean
there like
like
different
whatever you want,
cultures
my
or
dude.
anything? Yeah. I mean,
I think the idea
get
is like
like
there's a ton of different cultures from like the
mm,
mainland, like from the old
yeah,
world where we came from, and then everything now is kind of just a hodgepodge. And it's only been a couple of
okay,
generations, so there's probably
sure.
a lot of like
Um,
older people that are still hanging on to like a lot of that.
yeah, so I mean, I would say I'm in pretty unassuming clothes. Like I'm not like a knight for sure. Like I look like a farmer, right?
Okay, so just kind
Um
of plain, kind of blend in kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, pretty neutral colors on my clothes. I'm I think I'm relatively small, like, maybe like a 5'8" or something for a human. It's not like a giant, but it's not like tiny either, right? Pretty
Yeah.
average looking, just really unassuming.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, I gotcha. It's
mhm,
you're very like you have a very like forgettable like
mhm,
appearance. Just like, have I
exactly.
seen that guy before? I don't.
Yeah,
No, I don't
exactly.
think so. It's like you've
Mhm.
met him 4 times. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
did
and
I?
that's what makes it hard for me to make bonds, and let me tell you, like, no.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get it. Okay. Yeah. It's like maybe you're not necessarily like really bad with people. It's just that you're
Yeah,
for some reason like remarkably forgettable,
exactly, I'm just
which
bland
also
is
makes it
all it
really
is.
easy for you to be
Yeah.
sneaky because
Yeah,
like
exactly, and so I blend in really well, and it's like I'm not dumb, but I'm not the smartest guy in the room either, you know? And
yeah.
so I'm good at blending in, like, I have a real forgettable face, like, you could look at me and then lose me in a crowd a second later.
Oh, I like that. That's super cool. Like to have it be like notably like no, this dude
Mhm.
just blends in. Just like it's really
Yeah.
hard to keep track of him.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just another person in the crowd.
Yeah. I think on the other hand, so we have this like really unassuming
Mhm,
just like
mhm.
default NPC looking
Yeah.
guy, right? And then on the other hand, we have um Kenrick Makari.
Yeah.
Um
Oh, by
and
the way, my name is Lev Breyer, just
yes,
so you don't
Lev
forget it,
Breyer.
but, like, you
I mean I
probably
will
already forgot
forget.
it. I
I
already
I
said it
did.
once,
I
and you
did
no one
forget
even
it.
remembers,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have this like really unassuming like default NPC looking guy.
Mhm.
Um and then like the camera pans over and you just see like chainmail, and then
Mhm.
it pans up and you see this like hulking mass of a man
Mhm.
Kenrick Macari. He's got um he's got long he's got long blonde hair and a long like blonde with like reddish tint
Mhm.
beard, and
Mhm.
like the beard has like he's got his beard like with like a couple of braids in it,
Mhm.
and the braids have um like leather bands, like leather straps around them,
Mhm.
and they're engraved with like little like Norse rune looking things. And yeah, I'm
You're
going
a
all out.
Viking. Nice.
Yeah, he's got like Viking runes and shit, right? Um, he's wearing one of the like helmets. I don't know what those helmets are called, but like the Viking, not the one with the horns, but the helmet that has the like nose bridge down the front.
Oh,
He's wearing one of
just like
those and like
down.
heavy looking chainmail, and slung over his shoulder, even though he's sitting at a table. Slung over his shoulder is a like giant two-handed maul.
Mm.
And you can see at the end, like as the camera like keeps panning a little bit more, you can see at the end, the maul on the side of it has a like
Mhm.
intricate carving of a bull.
Mhm.
Um,
Nice.
so this guy, let's give this guy a name. What's this guy's name? This guy's name is Nakura. So I'm gonna let you, as per usual, if you want to like take notes on here somewhere. Um,
So you're saying
the guy that we're talking
the
to.
refugee person's name is Nikra.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a way to take notes in Roll20?
Yeah. I mean, I can make a couple of like handouts if you want to just have like generic handouts.
Just like a notepad, really. Like, because usually all I do is type it into Notepad. So, I mean,
You could type it into Notepad and then copy paste it into like an entry um
that works. I can do that.
later, like if you want to do that.
Okay.
So
What
there's
was
one
his
called
name?
Mysterious Note if you want to use that. Nakura, Nakura.
And he's the refugee.
He's the younger, like scummy looking dude with the like slightly nicer clothes.
Okay.
Okay, so he's
He's the
sitting
one who's
across from
trying
us.
to
He's paying
pay
us.
us to
Yeah.
do stuff. Okay.
So I think he sits across from us, and he's explaining the situation, um, and I think we skip most of the conversation, and like we come in towards the end of it, and he's saying something along the lines of um, he's saying something along the lines of, look, the village that we came from was not a particularly wealthy one. We don't have
Mhm.
much to offer you, but you're welcome to what I've been able to scrounge up.
Mhm.
I understand that you're for hire. I don't
Mhm.
particularly care how you go about getting this done, but I need these people to be allowed into that town.
Mhm.
There's a lot of money to be made there, and these people need a safe place to be.
Mhm.
I have my own reasons, of course, but
What? Why do they need a safe place though? Like, what led them here from the flooded lands?
well, as per usual, there's seasonal flooding as to be expected through the marshes and the bogs and whatnot. But it was a particularly bad season. Um, it was a
Okay.
particularly bad season, and
Gotcha.
unfortunately, a lot of the
We got a Hurricane Katrina situation coming on
yeah,
here.
like
Gotcha.
the foundation of the city washed out. The
Sure.
river flooded, and most of the town was taken away.
I understand. Okay.
So Okay, so how does my asset work? Because he's going to need to make an offer here. When you swear an iron vow to someone under the promise of payment, add +1 and give the quest a special mark. When you successfully fulfill your vow, take +12, equal to the rank of the quest. Okay,
This is already the vow we took earlier, right?
this is going to be the role for the vow for convince the council to allow the refugees to.
Okay.
This is like we already know that that's where this is going. We're just doing at the
Gotcha.
scene of taking the vow.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, cool.
okay. So he says, "All right, I don't have much, but this is the value. This is what we can give." And like, he shows like a bag of maybe like different size coins and stuff. And he says, "It's yours.
Okay.
It's yours if you can get me the results." And
Okay.
so Kenrick,
Wait.
Mhm.
Can we make a deal with him to also get some people for an expedition or a right? Because we're
we
trying to work
could
towards our other vows too, right?
we could potentially try to do that. When we
Okay.
resolve the council thing, we could roll to.
Okay. So we do one part and then we try and like sweeten the deal at the end of it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
part of resolving a vow is to attempt to forge a bond with a related
Gotcha.
person. So we could
Cool.
forge a bond with him, and if he's like a representative of his people, then you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is it? Moves. So we're gonna go to moves, and yeah, I think at that point I pull out my maw and I like place my hand on it.
Mhm.
And what do you have? What do you have that's iron?
Man, I don't think I have anything.
What are
Is
your
this where
assets?
I have path of improviser,
Mm-hmm.
which is that
You
could
have the
work in this
path, the
situation.
mask, and what was the other thing?
The path, the masked improviser, and long arm, which is the quarterstaff.
Oh, okay. So maybe your quarterstaff has like some metal bands on it or something.
Yeah, I mean that could
Sure.
work, or I could improvise something.
I mean, you can't improvise iron out of nothing.
But I mean, I have supply +5.
Okay, so having iron on you as an Ironsworn is like a thing that
No.
you have to have. It's like
Okay. Can I have like a maybe like a locket or something?
sure, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. It doesn't need to be like
Yeah, it
a
doesn't need to
weapon.
be like yeah, exactly. Because like a quarterstaff, I can't imagine it being metal. That just seems weird, right?
No, yeah. Um, okay, so you like hold out like an iron locket or
Hmm.
something, and I think actually instead of the mall, because I think the mall would make more sense if it was like stone or something.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that sounds cooler.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, it could also
I
be
just
iron though
like
too, right?
I
Like,
just
I mean,
like put like one hand on my chest on the like chainmail that I'm wearing.
hmm.
And
Okay.
so yeah, I just put like a hand over my heart,
Hmm.
and we both make the iron vow.
The
So
iron vow, the vow that cannot be broken.
yeah, so there's gonna be quest moves.
What's that?
So we're both under moves.
A quest moves. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
under moves, and then there's a block that says quest moves. There's gonna be swear an iron vow.
Hmm.
So we're both going to do this, and we'll get different results, which will mean stuff. So I'm gonna do mine first, and then we'll go through it. I'm gonna roll with heart. Um, if you make this vow to a person or community with whom you have a shared bond, add +1. Nope. Ooh, strong hit. Okay, so I rolled a 6, or I got an action score of a 6, and the challenge die was a 2 and a 4, so that's a strong hit. It beats both of them. On a
Nice.
strong hit, you are emboldened and it is clear what you must do next. Ask the Oracle if unsure, take +2 momentum. Alright, so I'm going to add +2 momentum. Alright, so I'm at 3 momentum.
Cool.
And then it's clear what we do next. So I think it's pretty
So
apparent that like we need to go talk to the council members.
yeah, so do I need to do the same thing? Or because you did it, I don't need to roll?
It's like
Because
we
we're
can
a
just
team
take my
right now.
results. We can just take my results
That's
or
fair.
we can roll yours as well. It depends on the
Okay.
situation.
I think this situation, it seems like if one person knows what's going on, both of us would know, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Because like it's
Sure.
not like we're in like an individual combat or something. It's
Yeah.
like we're a group. You're like, all right, let's go talk to these council members. That makes
Okay.
sense to me.
All
Right?
right. So and then the other thing is like the +2 momentum thing is for the person that makes the roll. So if it's one person like doing the
Sure.
talking or swearing on behalf of the group, that's
Uh-huh.
fine, but the person who rolls it gets the mechanical benefit.
That's fine.
But yeah, you're exactly correct about the narrative benefit of it. So
Hmm.
if it's clear to me after making the roll, then it's
Yeah.
also clear to you. Like narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Cool.
we're both team. We're a team right now, right?
Yeah. So we're going to want to, and I'm going to open a document here. I'm going to open a notepad as well. So one of the things that we want to try to do is to like list out the steps that we need to like accomplish the goal
Mm-hmm.
or our vow. And this can
Yep.
be a good like outline for like what we want this arc to be. And we can do
Sure.
this like general. So vow um convince, and I will know what that is. And then we'll have um 5 steps or 5 possible steps, one per council member, 2 boxes per me member. Okay. And then this gives us a like 5 members total, 5 steps, blah blah blah. If we want to stop
Mm-hmm.
it at 4, then we can stop it at 4 and see how it goes, or we can do 5, or we
Sure.
can do 3, whatever. Okay. So slide that off to the side and minimize. Okay. So yeah, who's talky? I'm the more talky one, right? Heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Heart
Yeah,
is
you got the
talky.
wits in the shadow. I got the heart, kind
Yeah.
of. I got 2. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. So we know we need to talk to the council members. Do we know who the council members are? Like, do you think he would have told us? Um,
I think maybe
do you think he
not
would
all
even
of
know?
them, but like he definitely has to know at least some of them, right?
Okay.
Should we just like random some names to get a couple of the council members?
Um, yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do an ask the oracle. And let's say you want to do like a 50-50 roll on like how many like names we get.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so
That
let's
sounds
do a
good.
50-50 roll. If it's yes, then he gives us 3 names. If it's no, then he gives us 2. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. No, so we only get 2 names.
Okay.
Okay, so we have character, and then we can get some fun information out of him too. So we have Milia and Hirscham. Write those down. And then Milia is a performer. Interesting. And her goal is the first one, secure provisions. Okay.
Hmm.
And she is, let's get 2, careless and successful. Okay. And then Hersham is a fisher. His goal is to seek the truth. Interesting. And he is brave and ambitious. Well, he's on the town council, I guess. Okay. So she's trying to secure provisions, and he's trying to seek the truth. What do you want to start with between those two?
To me, it kind of seems like Milia will be the easier sell because it says she's careless, successful, she's a performer. It almost seems like she like lucked into her position, right? Like
Okay,
maybe
yeah, maybe she's
maybe
dead. Okay.
yeah, maybe she's like a just like a famous performer, and then they're like it's almost
Yeah, maybe she's like a
like the
singer at.
Donald Trump of the
Oh,
axe
that's a
rock.
little much. Let's not. Let's
I
let's
don't know.
not.
I'm just saying,
I
like,
don't want to read the YouTube comments about this later. Um.
that's totally
Okay,
what it is. Or
so I'm
the
thinking. Yeah, I'm
Richard or
thinking
the
like
Ronald
maybe.
Reagan.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe she was like, um, maybe she was like a singer at a tavern or something,
Sure.
and like maybe she like there's a couple directions. So we could go like independent, or we could go like
Mhm.
she like married somebody wealthy, and like now she's on the council because like she's married to somebody
Sure.
important.
Yeah, and maybe maybe that makes sense. And then she's made her like ambition on the council is secure provisions for the town, right?
Um, yeah, okay. So she's this like famous quote unquote performer that like
Mhm.
married some like important person or like rich important person,
Mhm.
and you know what, I don't think we need the married part.
Yeah,
I think
I was
she's
just
fine.
thinking the same thing.
I
Like
think she
maybe
can be a
she's
strong and
famous
independent woman.
and she just kind of
Yeah,
gained
maybe
support in the
people just
town,
like,
right?
yeah, maybe people just liked her enough, and
People
like
liked
that's
her
it.
because she has this carefree nature, right? Where she's like,
Yeah,
okay,
carefree,
like I
charismatic.
care about
She's got a plus
people,
3 in heart, that's for sure.
like I care about people, but I also like, I'm not gonna. Maybe she doesn't know all of the issues of the town, but she
Okay.
knows
So
that
she's
like
okay,
people
so
are
she's trying
hungry.
to, yeah, so like she's trying to secure provisions for the town.
Do we know if she's like for or against the refugees coming in? I
I
feel like
think
she
it
might be
makes more
for them.
I think it makes more sense if it was a unanimous no.
Okay, so
And so
all of
we
them
have
are
to
in.
convince everybody. Or like we need
Okay,
to convince enough people, but like we don't have any votes to
right.
start with.
Right, we don't have any votes, but like maybe it seems like some of these people are easier to target, right?
Oh,
Like
for sure. Man, maybe that's why what's his name? What's the guy who hired us? What's his name? Mm,
Nakura.
Nakura. Yeah, maybe that's why Nakura gave us the names of these two, because he thought it'd be like easy votes to get, and then we
Yeah.
just have to find
Hmm.
like a third somewhere.
Yeah.
Um okay. So uh Milia the performer, who
Hmm.
has managed to get herself a seat on the town council,
Hmm.
and the background is, look, she's looking to continue to win favor by getting some kind of supplies that the town needs.
Hmm.
Okay. Do we want to all right, so how do then as characters, now that we've got like a backstory for this, how do as characters we want to approach this situation?
Hmm.
Um I'm thinking I would probably want to take, or Kenrick would probably want to take a more direct approach.
Hmm. Yeah, I think taking a direct approach is good. Um, but I feel like my character would want to try and gather information about it first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just maybe like ask about the people so I have more ammunition coming in, because like I'm coming from this like really bland, forgettable background, right? Like I'm a farmer, I've
Mm-hmm.
got a forgettable face. I don't like I'm not used to people of power like acknowledging me, right? So
Yeah.
I need to really have my ducks in a row before I come up to them.
Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so it sounds like you want to I'm looking at adventure moves here. So it sounds like we're talking about
Mhm.
like going around and like getting information, right?
Yeah, like gather information, right?
So what kind of information are we trying to gather?
I want to know more about um we're going after Milia's
Uh-huh.
stance first, right? So we want to know more about why or what her stance is on the refugees, and like maybe what is going to help us convince her to let the refugees stay, right? She
Okay.
seems to me the easiest person to get for them to stay.
So
And,
I think we have the information already of like she's trying to gather some kind of supplies, but not necessarily want like what she's looking for.
mhm, mhm.
Um, I think maybe we go along the lines of like a little bit more specific. Like maybe we try to gather information about um what it is she's trying to get for the town.
Mhm.
What do we
Yeah.
think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
And like maybe can we find out why she wants to get it for the town, or is it just we find out what and then we kind of make up why?
So we're gonna roll, and it's gonna give us like momentum, and then we're gonna have to like ask the oracle
Okay.
or something. So
Okay.
go ahead and go to the moves section, and under adventure moves,
Uh-huh.
there's gonna be gather information, and then there's gonna
Yep.
be a roll button um, at the top of the description.
Okay. Did it work?
No, what's on your screen?
I mean, I clicked it. Do I need to maybe I need to
The
reopen it.
part where
Hang
it
on.
says input value.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, most of the moves are
Uh
gonna prompt you for like what stat you're using.
oh, I see.
So in this case, it's gonna be wits because that's
So, and
all
then I
we
type
roll with
in
this.
my modifier.
No, it's if you have a bonus modifier. So like for this as an example, when you search an area, ask questions, conduct an investigation, or follow a track, roll plus wits. If you act within a community
Right.
or ask a question of a person with whom you share a bond, plus one. So if we had a bond with her, then you'd be
Right.
able to get a bonus on it.
So, I would do plus wits then, right?
So yeah, for the stat you're gonna select wits, and then
Yeah.
for the bonus,
Modifier, I'd put
none,
0
none.
cuz I
Yeah,
don't have. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
just leave it
All
there.
right. All right.
Oh shit!
What I
Okay,
get?
so that's an opportunity. An opportunity is like
Ooh.
a critical hit.
Nice.
So you roll doubles and you roll twos for the challenge die, and then you got a 5 on the action score. So that means you beat both of them, and since they match, we get an opportunity. So first and foremost, let's go with the strong hit, and then we'll add the opportunity at after. So on a strong hit, you discover something helpful and specific. Yeah, the path you must follow or action you must take to make progress is made clear. Envision what you learn. Ask the oracle if unsure and take +2 momentum. So mark +2 momentum for yourself.
Okay.
So
And
bump
that's
that
on
up too.
summary, right?
It should just be at the bottom of the page.
And
It's
you
on the
start
moves
at
page too.
+2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
you'll
I'm
be
at
at 4.
+4.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you're at +4. And then we get specific information. So, like, what's a resource that like a village might have like a shortage of? I don't I don't want to do food because food is like, how are we gonna go get food? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
So maybe it's
what's something that we can get for these people?
like lamp oil.
Lamp oil. Okay. How does one
I
get
don't know.
lamp oil? Where does lamp oil?
I
I mean,
mean,
I'm good with it. I just don't know like where lamp oil comes
you
from.
get lamp oil from like a I don't know. You have to find the
Do you like
oil, and
render it from fat or something?
I mean, you
You, like
could
render
do
fat into
that.
oil,
You
right?
can render fat. Uh, I think you could maybe dig oil. I feel like
That's
rendering it
not
from
that kind
fat.
of oil.
Yeah, maybe let's pick a different one because I don't know enough about this. I shouldn't have picked that. I messed up. Yeah. um. Okay, so not food, but a resource people need, right?
Yeah. What's
So
like
we're
a
in like the
so we're in
ragged coast, and we're coming from the flooded lands, right? So maybe there's kind of like a an overlap of how these lands are. So maybe like good firewood fuel. I don't know, just to make.
yeah, so that could
I
be
don't
a
know.
thing. All right, so maybe it's not a like they don't have something, but like
Uh huh.
they like lost something. So maybe there's an issue with like maybe we find out that like hey, this forest that we were using or this grove that we were using to like
Hmm.
harvest wood from
Hmm.
um there's like something in there like a monster or like there's something in there that like has been scaring people off.
Hmm.
So like we need
Hmm.
to reestablish our
Hmm.
access to like these woods.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So, um, let me go back to the move summary. Oh wait, I was on the right page. Moves and gather information. Okay, so yeah, on a strong hit, you discover something helpful and specific. So, there are some woods. There's some
Hmm.
woods like shortly like at the edge of town or whatever.
Hmm.
Usually that's where they harvest
Hmm.
their wood from, but they haven't been able to harvest anything from it because there's something there.
Something. So, all right, get make this clear for me here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are is Ironsworn like a high fantasy world, or is it like
It,
low fantasy?
it's whatever we decide it is. I know
Okay.
that's not a super helpful thing, but
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
I guess from that, like, are we talking like there's monsters around every corner, or is it like most of the time it's other people?
So we actually uh, sorry, let me talk into the mic. We actually have an answer for that already. So in our world truths,
Mhm, mhm,
we have um we have two things. We have beasts and we have horrors, which I formatted incorrectly somehow. All right, so um, beasts of all sorts roam the Ironlands. They dwell primarily in the reaches, but range into settlements and lands to hunt. They often prey on cattle, but attacks on travelers, caravans, and even settlements are not uncommon. So okay, so that makes sense. Like if this is a thing that happens from time to time,
mhm.
like maybe there's a beast that like is in the woods and like you know what I mean? We need to take care
Yeah,
of
are
it.
we talking like a beast, like a wolf or
Yeah,
something,
so
like
some
a pack of
examples
wolves, or are we talking like a Grendel kind of character?
so some examples that we have. So we have animals, bear,
Mhm,
boar, uh gaunt. I'm not sure what a gaunt is.
mhm,
A horse-like creature with a lean skeletal frame. Ooh, neat.
mm,
Marsh rats, wolves, and then for beasts, these are more like magic beasts. We have
okay.
basilisk,
Mhm,
elder beast, harrow spider, leviathan, mammoth, wyvern, and then there's also horrors, bone walker.
mm,
Um, bone walker is skeleton. Chimera, frostbound, haunt, hollow, iron revenant, and sodden.
mhm, mhm.
Sodden's like a little basic ass zombie. Um, So we could do we want to probably try to keep this something simple, but that
Yeah,
like people are
I mean,
like scared to
this
do.
this is like our first quest, so maybe just like a regular like wolf pack or something, like 4 or 5 wolves. I don't know.
Um, a wolf is dangerous.
Okay,
So
so
it's not. This isn't D&D. To answer your question, this is a lot
okay,
more. Think more Game of Thrones than D&D.
gotcha. So it's like a dire wolf. Like you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, like for example, I'm thinking more of like marsh rat.
Okay.
Um, the marsh rat is a rodent of unusual size. They're all too
Hmm.
common in the floodlands or in wetlands within the hinterlands or the deep wilds. They eat almost
Sure.
anything, including carrion and waste. Our grain stores and pantries are easy target for marsh rats who dig tunnels or chew through the walls to get at food. They also try to make a meal out of living prey, deer, cattle, or even an unlucky Ironlander. A pack of marsh rats can kill a horse and reduce it to bones in a matter of hours.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So some marsh
yeah,
rats have taken over a grove, and we need to clear it to provide lumber or resources
yeah.
to
So we
the
gotta.
town, right?
This is really turning into D&D. Go kill rats. Your first quest is go kill rats.
Always,
Yeah, except these are big nasty rats.
always,
I guess always. Yeah, exactly.
always.
They're
It's
always big
never,
nasty rats.
it's never big nasty rats. That's all it ever is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what game you play. It always turns
Which
into big
yeah, I
nasty
guess this can end up being a swarm.
rats.
We're getting real short on time, so okay, so we've discovered and like our first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to try to win Milia's vote. Milia? Nah, whatever.
Milia.
We're gonna try to win Milia's vote by taking care of a swarm of marsh rats that have taken over a nearby grove as they were oh, you know what? Yeah. So I think the nearby grove was taken over around the same time that the refugees showed up. So I think people are blaming the refugees.
Oh,
Like they
okay.
brought but in reality it's because like there was massive flooding, so the rats
Mhm.
like
The
avoided the
rats
flooding
moved out of
and yeah.
the flooded lands into the new grove.
Yeah, and I think some people
Mhm.
are like maybe making like shitty comparisons.
Right,
And so
yeah,
like
because
that's what
the
like
refugees came at the same times that the rats invaded this grove, right?
yeah.
Mhm. That makes
So,
sense.
okay, so we're going to come in and we're going to take care of this rat situation on behalf of the refugees
Mhm.
as a way to be like, look,
I'm gonna write that
sorry about
down.
this. We didn't, you know. Okay.
Oh. Uh,
And then so this is like a like nested thing that you can do with like longer things. So if this convince the council thing was like an extreme um thing, then we could make this another progress tracker and like swear a vow to like rid this grove of this like swarms of things and blah blah blah. Um, so we could make this like a nested vow within a vow kind of deal.
Okay,
But I think we don't really need to do all of that. We can go
we can
through with
make it.
like we're going to go to the grove, and we're going to kill
Mhm.
the rats, and then
Okay.
we're going to go talk to her. And then after we
So
talk to her, then we'll
Mark,
mark a milestone.
we could do like a troublesome vow for just defeating the rats in the grove, right? Clearing all the rats from the grove or something.
Yeah, we could do that.
Sure.
We could do
Right.
like trouble,
But
like just take it like lower.
I don't think we need to worry about that. But yeah, that I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's a like strong thing, a strong mechanism in the game is that you can do nested mechanics to give you like a clear delineation with okay, so we've achieved this, like
Hmm.
we fulfilled this vow, which is like part of this larger vow. And so like okay, I'm done with this. We've fulfilled the vow. This is done. We're gonna mark progress on this other thing. But you don't necessarily have to do that. But yep. Okay, so we're running a little over. We're 10:03. Yeah, so this is the start of Ironsworn. This is episode 1. We're gonna have 4 episodes, so we'll have 3 more episodes to try to get these votes to get these refugees admitted into Castle Rock and see if we can get these people a home.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I like it so far. Starting out, it seemed a little tough because it was kind of hard to like figure out exactly how this game was going to play, and you kind of build your story as it goes, and I like that because it's kind of cool because to me that's like the best way you could do. I was wondering how you would be able to play it as like a solo, like a single player game.
Yeah, it makes a little bit more sense now, right?
Yeah, no, I totally get it, because it's like you just kind of come up with a bond or something or a vow, and you kind of, you're like, all right, I have a couple ideas, let's try and build on that a little bit, and then you start like expanding on it like as you get into the game, and then you're like, how am I going to relate my bond to this vow, and then come up with like a current one, and then like a long-term goal.
Yeah, and like another
and you can kind of create what you want to do from there, and then make a roll onto how well you're proceeding with that, right?
Yeah. And another thing, like another strength of like the flexibility of the system is that, like, let's say for example when we're done when we're done with these 4 episodes, if you decide that you want to like keep playing, like you like the character and you keep wanting to do it, you can just log into this Roll20 game on your own,
right,
and just play. Like, you don't need me to show up, you don't need Muffin here. You could just log in and keep playing, and if we come back to it like a month or 2 later or whatever, you can be like, oh yeah, actually, so here's like a rough thing of like what happened. And it's not just you being like, here's some like backstory that I came up with for like during downtime. It's like, no, actually I was playing and that character's dead now, so like
yeah, I
you go looking for it and you find this other person who was like an NPC that I came up with while I was playing solo.
And I think the one part I'm still trying to get a full grasp of is like, there's a fair portion of the game where you're just coming up with like an idea of how the story is, like where it's at right now and how it should proceed.
Yeah.
And then there's another part where you're like, okay, I need to make sure I'm making a roll right now to see how this turns out. And that's what I need to get a better grasp on
the
for this
roll
game.
part.
Yeah, just like when it's important to like make a roll, and when it's okay to just kind of conjecture about like how the situation's, like what the status of the situation is, you know?
Yeah. Well, since like you've obviously never played before, I'm doing more of a like guided, like pseudo guided kind of thing where like I have a player, I'm with you, and like I'm gonna like narrate the NPCs and stuff until like you're more in the flow and stuff. Once we get to a point, probably like next episode or maybe the episode after, I'm expecting we'll get to the point where like I'll like narrate myself walking into the room, and then like you just pick up the NPC, and like we can trade off playing NPCs in like conversations where like I play the NPC when like I'm responding to what you said, but like then maybe my character says something, and then you're speaking for that NPC, that same NPC, like responding to me, and we can bounce back and forth, and like you can narrate consequences to my actions, and I can narrate consequences to your actions, like when we get misses and stuff, and it's like the game's just like free to do that. It just lets you be free to do that without a DM. You don't need like one person dedicated to that.
And I think that part's pretty cool, because it's like, as long as everyone's kind of on board with like the direction the story is trying to move towards, like it makes it fun to like each person can kind of assume the role of DM for a short period of time, essentially.
Yeah, it does an interesting thing, and like we only ever did
Mm-hmm.
like one session with this, but like if you
Mm-hmm.
have like one-on-one, it's great. It's just back and forth.
Yeah.
But like when you have like four people, a thing that can happen a lot, which I want to stop myself because I don't want to rant too much about this, but a thing that can happen a lot when you have a group of like 4 or 5 people, like say traditional like 4 players and a DM, is that
Mm-hmm.
you might have like 3 people in a conversation and then 2 of the people are just like off getting snacks or like
Right.
not paying
Yeah.
attention because
Mm-hmm.
like they're not
Mm-hmm.
involved. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
3 people having a conversation and 2 others aren't involved. The nice thing about this system is that you can play with like 4 players, and if anybody has a good idea for like the result of a
Right.
role or what this NPC does, like you can insert yourself into the scene as one of these NPCs, or like,
Right.
oh, I think the wolf would do this, and like just
Mm-hmm.
jump in and do it, and like you're not overstepping any bounds. Like the game just lets you do that. It's just part of it. Like somebody
Yeah.
has to do that, and it shouldn't be the one person that's like opposing the thing if there's multiple people there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fantastic. I think it's super good. I really, really love this game, and I understand why it won a bunch of rewards. So
Yeah. I think it's cool. I like it. And I think as I get into it more and like we understand more parts of this like what you can use on your character sheet and like what's important, like I'm
yeah,
gonna grow to enjoy it more. Right now, as far as just the story part goes, I like the way it works, and I'm excited to see how my stats like kind of feature into
yeah.
the choices, and as well as like, you know, health, spirit, supply, my momentum. I like that. I think it's going to be interesting.
Hopefully, we're not going to have to worry too much about health.
Hopefully, yeah. I only have 5, so I
We'll
mean,
see. You never know. Like fights in this game can be super deadly, and they can also be over in like one
mhm.
roll or like 2 rolls. So like you never know. It's
Mhm.
definitely like a very like it's definitely a very deadly game. So
Okay, we'll see how that works out then, because even in D&D, we haven't had a great track record, Fooch. You and me, we die a
I
lot.
I stand by the fact that there should not have been as many giant weasels for 2 players. And I
So
know Muffin's
many.
not here to
There was
defend himself because he's
there
definitely not in
there was
jail right now.
there
But
was 4 or 5 giant weasels,
there was 4
and
giant weasels for 2 level 1 characters.
yeah,
I'm
we
just
should have been level
saying,
2 by this point because it was our 3rd session. I'm just saying, like, we went
yeah.
through multiple conversational,
Well, I don't think
like,
we needed.
no fights.
Anyway,
well,
anyway,
1 or 2
we
fights.
gotta
I
go.
mean,
It's
it's
like
okay.
we're running way over, but like, man, I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and send you guys out for a bit. I'm gonna drop to the stream ending screen, and
Right on.
Dylan, you go ahead. I'm gonna go
See you
mute for a
guys.
second. Bye.